Just thought I'd do that again. Not done it for ages, that intro. I'll just see who comes in. It's been a while. Thanks to Alf, DJ, Dazza, Rai. Much love, guys. Yeah. Dazza. Good evening then. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're from. I'm live right now, but if you're watching it later, thanks very much indeed for having a look in. So, how are you? So, as usual, I always ask anything you want to talk about or say anything about your recent adventures or whatever, then obviously that's quite welcome on here. So it's just nice to see these names who've come back in. I mean, it's been ages, and it's been ages, but I'm not making any excuses up. All I'll say is it's been a tough time, so just try and get on with it. And tonight's all about me letting you know I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't done anything. I know that, and you know that, obviously. But I'm just around the corner from getting some stuff done. So. No, I don't think I've seen your name before, but not allowed audits and street photography. Hey up, Buttercup. Nice to see you. Hope you are well. Thank you very much. I hope you are well too. I think that's a good name, really. Just starting. Okay. Fire away, as they say. Okay, I know I don't think there's that many. There's enough people in who might want to talk about the recent rioting and upsetting stuff, what's been going on recently. Loads of opinions, about it, about stuff. I don't know what to believe other than the fact that it's happening. The details, why or why should it, what's going on, how come it's happening. you know, there's obviously something going on behind their backs, which are getting discussed and sorted out to create a situation like a riot. And this is where where they get these people in like shills and that. Who were part of creating a part of this agenda. What's going on? One of the best lemonade drinks you'll ever drink. I don't think I'm allowed to advertise, but it's bloody nice. I don't care because they can't shut me off. San Pellegrino. I don't care what they do. Okay, we'll see who else has come in, who might come in. So it's been that long, I don't even know what to say. You know, yeah, Dazza. Yeah, they do get wigged about. That's mainly off the board ones, the coppers and people like that who are looking for a bit of a thrill or a bit of recognition for what they do. You know. I'm a cop. Pathetic. Oh, just hang on. I'm getting a phone call. It is quite important. This one actually. Hello. Hello, Ron. Hello. No, nothing. That was Ron Crossland, who always comes in. So hang on, he's here again. Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you now.
All right, mate. I'm just outside. All right. I'm just listening. All right. Just let you know me, mate. All right.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, no doubts.
Right. I'm here anyway. All right. I won't bother you anymore. All right. Just listen.
No, it's all right. You're not bothering me. You're not.
As long as you're okay, that's the main thing. All right.
I'm not.
You're going to get hold of you, so.
Oh, I don't know why, but
So I'll be ringing you. Yeah.
Right. Well, don't worry. I'm all right. As long as you're okay, aren't you?
I'm always all right, mate. All right, mate.
All right, Ron. Well, give us or I'll give you a bell tomorrow at some point.
Yeah. I didn't know it was in the hospital, like you see, so I didn't.
No, I came out a couple of weeks ago.
All right, yeah.
Nearly a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, just.
I'm just getting my batteries for Blackville. I'm taking Blackville next week.
Oh, what? Illuminations.
Yeah, Illuminations around the land. Next, I think it's a week tomorrow or something. Well, we're out in a van, so if you want to come, you're welcome. Just need to get a bike, don't you?
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
You know if I should go anyway, so if you want to go, you're welcome. You can put your bike in the back of the van and we'll
Yeah.
resort it.
All right, we'll try it. Well, I'll have to try it, Ron, because I've.
Are you home now?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll definitely come and visit you. Probably tomorrow, all right. If I can get tomorrow, I'll come tomorrow. I've got hospital in the morning, but I'll come tomorrow.
Okay, no problem.
100%, all right. I'll see you tomorrow night, all right. I'm on side here with you anyway.
No worries, Ron.
Right, okay, I'll let you get back to your desk, all right.
All right, thank you. Cheers, Ron. Thank you very much. See you in a bit, mate. Bye, mate. Bye. Bye. Ron Crossland. He says, I'm listening. He said, I've got you by the side here. I'm listening. So, Ron's never missed one. Ron Crossland. So, I mean, come on, guys. Let's try and build it up a bit. I mean, what have you been up to? Have you seen or experienced anything? A bit different or a bit weird or whatever. This is gonna bug me now all night, thinking about who you are, and you're probably laughing your head off right now. And you probably won't give it up on this chat. Oh, I don't know about Twitter. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. I'll just leave you to it, you lot. You're all fucking mad anyway. Not allowed audits and street photography. It's fucking. That is gonna really. Do you know when you can't remember a certain song? Someone gives you the name of the group and they say, "Remember that song?" and it's like on the tip of your tongue, and it just won't. It's not happening, and it just bugs you. It does matter because you've done my head in. Yeah, so anyway, I need to get that out of my mind. No, thanks for that. Not allowed audits and street photography. I don't think that's a good name anymore. Anyway. I might not even find out ever. It's really gonna bug me that. Yeah, that's really gonna. Thanks, Dazza. Come on. Come on, please. I've done nothing for ages. This is quite difficult for me to try and get back in the stride of things. And I've got someone like you saying this and doing this to me. Oh, I've got to work it out. It's not cat. Well, it might be cat. No, you're making it worse. So that means we go back a long time. Oh, you're not being funny, are you? Because I'm not, and I am trying to move on. So are you friend or enemy? All right, I've got a feeling now it could be now. Yeah. What, you're an auditor? What, you still are or you was? So that means when, and you said a third time ago, that's when I was trying to do audits, trying. So the people back then, yeah, I do remember a few. Anyway, why am I dwelling on that? We should be talking about other things, like how come my hair looks nice and things like that. You know. Listen, mixed psychology doesn't fool me. Not allowed audits and street photography. I just hope you're not who I think you are. As a matter of fact, Azza, right? No, all it is, have you not noticed over the fucking last couple of years how it's got longer? So it really needs cutting down. It really does. But the reason it might look like whatever it looks like is because I've washed it. By the way, if you've got long hair, don't wear bobbles. I can tell you smart. Not allowed. I can tell you smart by your grammar. So why are you playing with me? Why are you trying to bug me? This is really gonna, but this is what do you call it? A riddle. Bit of a riddle going on, and it's bugging me. And this guy's laughing at me, thinking, "You'll never guess who it is, Dino, or I'll keep you going for now." Well, if we did have a laugh together, and you're saying I'm a good lad, which a lot of people actually don't think that. Good convo on the chats. See, this is where I should know. But I don't know if this is a man or a woman. More important than I am. Ooh. Right, a bit confusing in that chat. Oh, right, okay. Well, it's so I don't mind, you know. I don't need telling that I'm a good lad. And don't count on it. It could be, but oh shit, do you know what I've not done? How many times have I done this, guys, over 3 years? Feel like a right fucking idiot. Not even fucking linking. If Crinkle's there, he can come on, actually. Because I don't mind Crinkle's company sometimes, but I doubt he will. I doubt anyone will, really. I didn't know what to expect tonight. but it won't be a long one anyway. I just thought I'd test the water, really. Still trying to get better. Nearly there. Nearly there. Okay. Well, I knew it'd be different. I DJ Samuel straightened with Ryan. Dazza's normally he's a late comer, Dazza. But he must have been walking past his phone or laptop, and it's gone ping, and he's gone. Oh, all right then, I'll nip on, say hello to Dino and that, and everyone else. Dazza, you don't fuck with Dazza. Oh no. I'll be retail. A few week. Yeah. Few week to a month. Round about there. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go to Southport. What? Doesn't what? It's true though, isn't it? He's probably been watching it from the start, and then he comes in about 2 hours later. Does it? Cracks me up every time. I'd love what meat does it. We'd have a right crack. We really would. Oh. So yeah. Anyway, how's your week been? Where I am, there's been a lot of rain, and then sun, and then rain. It's been one of them periods. Like, what the fuck's it gonna do? So yeah, all this week, myself personally, I've been watching cricket, and it's called. And I put my head down like this because I know a lot of you will be thinking, "Oh my fucking god, you watch cricket." It's actually a great game. So I've been watching that since it's called the 100. So each team gets 100 balls each, and then see what the score is at the end. So I've been watching that all week. I know, Dazza, but you know what it's like. We might get a full week of, yeah, it is summer, and then next thing we think, what the fuck's going on here? Was it this year? It weren't too long ago. It was fucking snowing in April, May, snowing. And I don't know what's going on with the weather, because when I were a kid, it used to be that fucking deep in snow, and we loved it. We fucking loved it. If you get a bit of frost on the floor now, you get these schools. Well, I think just primary schools, I'm not sure. And it's like, oh no, you can't come into school today, it's too dangerous. Don't forget, children, parents, don't forget health and safety. There's too much snow in the precinct. So we can't afford to let you damage yourself with the amount of snow what's on the floor before you get to the school building, and there could be some harm that comes to you because of that. Well, we fucking slide it into school. Teachers laughing at us. I mean, it's true what I'm saying. It really is. And I think if you said to a kid today, do you know when it snows? If it snows a lot, right, we can have a snowball fight, which is what we used to call them, snowball fight. And they'd probably look at you as if you're stupid. Well, if they looked at me, they'd be right. But they probably wouldn't even know what you're talking about. So, why am I talking about that? It's because I was talking about the weather and how come it's changed so much. That's a yeah, Gazza's the boy. You're bugging me at the minute. Not allowed. Audits and street photographer. I need to know who you are. Let me just put this up because it's class. Can I remember how to do this? No, hang on. How do I? Oh, that's it. Right, look at that. Was it 1977? How the fuck do we know when your dad dug that tunnel? From the front door? Front door of what? Your house? Oh, am I still Aussie? Thank you for. Hey, my glasses are knackered. I need to get some. These are my Aussie glasses here, which I could prove that to you. Right, but I've got a lens missing. No, that side. Yeah. So I can't really see properly. People think they're for sure, them glasses. They're not. They're tinted because I look at a screen a lot. And they're not sunglasses, and they're very focal, and I need them to see. Because I can't see without glasses. People actually think they're for sure and they're not. I just wear them because I need them, in that way. I've got someone backstage. Wolfie, can you give me a minute? Because it kind of bad timing, but I'll be 2 minutes, that's all. I don't want to bring you on and leave you on your own, that's all. Well, there is a guest who's coming on who I've not seen for a long time. So if you can just give me your patience. Right, not allowed is getting stuck to catch it. I'm sorry, Wolfie. Just give me 2 minutes, and I'll see y'all then. Okay. Have a good chat in that chat, guys. Oh, can you hear me? Is there any sound coming through? Anyone, if they could give me a. Is the sound coming through? Oh. Right, I'm gonna bring hopefully it's Airwolf and it's not someone messing around. Hopefully not. So I'm gonna bring Airwolf on, who's a great guy. He really is, and he talks some strong stuff. And I think he's a guy you should be listened to. Please, if you just have the patience for it, mate. I hope it's you.
Hello. It's definitely
Hello.
me.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, I'm blocked in the chat for some reason. I seem to be getting blocked everywhere. I was blocked at Darren's. I heard we were chatting. It seems to be a YouTube thing. I think it's more a YouTube issue because there's a couple of channels I've been blocked. I was blocked in mics and I hardly chatting mics. So I think it's a YouTube issue rather than a StreamYard issue.
Yeah, it could be, mate, because I can absolutely guarantee to you that I haven't blocked you in no form whatsoever. You know, I very rarely touch the button type of thing. But I wonder why that is, because a few people have said that, you know, I've been blocked in on that channel and that channel, and I don't understand why. But neither do I. And whether it's YouTube or some fucker messing about, you know, some clever hacker or whatever, I don't know, mate. But maybe it happens to a lot of people who've got strength in mind. You know, I talk about shills a lot and
I
things
think
like
I'm getting
that.
badly banned. I've noticed the last couple of months I've been getting badly shadow banned in quite a lot of places because of the comments that I'm maybe putting in like news channels and things like that, and they're automatically getting me shadow banned. Have you heard who was behind Nord Stream? The Nord Stream attack? It was the Ukrainians.
No.
It was you know how Nord Stream was attacked, the pipeline. Apparently, it was a rogue Ukrainian unit that decided to go off on their own and blow Nord Stream up.
Right. A lot of us here, this is what I mean, guys, about Airwolf, right? He will tell you a lot of stuff, and you'll either know it or you won't. But you've got to absorb it and ask him a question. You know, things like that. He's way ahead of me on the goings on corruption and things like that. You're still into the Ukraine bit now.
Yeah, I've watched quite a lot of channels, like war channels and things like that, cover the coverage of the war and cover things like that. But I see the Dutch are saying that if the Ukrainians were behind Nord Stream, they're going to pull their support from them. And what's quite interesting about all this incursion into the Kursk area, which the Ukrainians are doing at the minute into Russia. Russia are blaming the British for it. They're saying it's the British fault that this has happened. Because what's happening is the Ukrainians are using British equipment. They're using like the Challenger 2 tanks and things like that as part of this incursion. So the Russians are blaming us for it, and we're just sat there spending loads of money on crap. Dino, a question for how well do you think we're prepared for war, Dino?
How well does what? Sorry.
How well do you think the British is prepared for war?
They always are and always have been. In fact, they're probably ones who want to create it rather than just be ready for defence. But I reckon defence-wise, they haven't. I can't say they haven't got a problem. There's always a weakness, no matter how strong someone is or something is. There'll be a weakness there. But yeah, I think they're always in defence. Always. I don't know what it is they're protecting. Why they should always be military minded, showing weapons off and things like that, as if that's what the world's about. Defense, weaponry, you know, looking after our land and things like that. Well, for me, all that's gone. I could have understood it in the early days, like this is our land and things like that, where people maybe weren't desperate, but needed to look after that area or that piece of land where they lived, and they obviously needed to look after that, to look after themselves, you know. But yeah, I think Britain is a warmongering country, just like America. Russia, yeah, I think they're more a defence thing. They can show as much weaponry off as they want, but it doesn't scare me because what are they going to do with it?
Well, the problem the UK has at the minute, the problem the UK has and many other European countries have, including Germany and that, we've cut our army down from 115,000 soldiers, ground soldiers, to around about 82,000. We've cut that right down. All our equipment, most of our equipment is from the 80s and 90s. So we're not even a very modern army. And you look at like Poland at the minute, Poland are spending billions. Like, we've only got 200 odd tanks. Poland's buying over 1,500 tanks. And that's going to be more than us, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain put together.
Right. I mean, well, that's quite scary, really. But see, I kind of do know what to believe, but I don't know what to believe. But when I don't have a TV, right? I haven't had one for at least 7-8 years now. But I do have my laptop, and I do watch things where there's advertisements in between. And there's this one where it's Klitschko, the Ukrainian president or leader, or whatever.
Yes, it's Klitschko's a boxer.
That's it. And this particular advertisement is about the war, but it's showing him in the boxing ring being destructive. And then it's showing him in his political role now as being destructible. And the ending of this advertisement looks like a PlayStation 6 or whatever's out now, fucking 21 or whatever they've brought out now. And he's got all these buildings behind him which are being destructive, like fallen buildings what have just been bombed away. And he stood there at the front like a Stallone type of character with someone else at the side of him. And it's all about protecting this and protecting that. And I'm thinking, well, why would you, what kind of producers are you? Or, well, obviously you get told what to do. You always have been in Russia and places like that. You get told what to do. We can get told what to do over here, but we don't have to do it. Or we might do, but we won't do. But who gives a fuck? I mean, what's the worst punishment? So no one gives a fuck. But over there, they do have to do what they're told to do. You know what I mean?
They've got a problem over in Russia at the minute because Putin has kind of kept the news kind of filtered away about the war from the Russian public. So what's happening now is, now that Ukraine are taking land off of Russia, now the Russian public who maybe once switched on to it are now getting displaced and all that. It's causing a panic and things like that. But I think what they're doing is Ukraine say to themselves, we get their land, we get pieces of their land, we can negotiate and get a trade-off of land and things like that, and use that as negotiations. But even if they do negotiate and sort it all out, he wants to get the board. He wants to Putin. We Putin sits at the minute. He wants to have the land that he's taken. He wants to have the borders from there. So he's got to have the borders from there. So he's don't want to concede any land that he's taken. So he's just want to keep the only way they can possibly do it is go back to the way they were, but I can't see our side agreeing to that, because if what's happened, things like that. And plus, there's a downside to that as well. From the West point of view, that would then allow Russia to rebuild again. That would then allow them to, because they're using a lot of old equipment now, Russia, due to them running out of a lot of the equipment, they're having to use a lot of stockpiled stuff and things like that. So it's maybe in Russia's benefit to have a ceasefire and that so they can rebuild. They've lost a lot of soldiers, Russia and Ukraine. They've lost loads and loads of soldiers and things like that. But we seem to be getting the blame of this, and Kursk and the British are getting the blame of it. Now, if you were to play conspiracy theory, that Andrew Bridges says that we're at war with Russia, that the British are at war with Russia a couple of months back. Now, if you were to play conspiracy theory, you would say, well, that's quite brave. 1,000 troops going into Russia like that. Who says it's no British soldiers?
Well, I mean, for me, it's a deeper thing, which get laughed out the theatre, you know. But I think they're all in it together. These major powers, and they can strategically put things in place where it appears to the proletarians that this is the way things are, when in actual fact they're not. Because you'd see things wouldn't go accordingly. Things wouldn't go, not perfectly, but according to that plan, it works out, and it works out, and it works out, and it's worked. So for me, it's all pre-planned stuff, and you've always got these leaders now, who are ex-actors, film stars, very good at what they do when it comes to acting, whether they've appeared in a film or not, you know. And then you get boosted with the advertisement I said to you a couple of minutes ago about walking through a street with destructive buildings behind me, what have been destroyed, and I'm the one who can, you know, sort this war out. I mean, why would you advertise a war? Why would that happen? Why advertise a war? And then
they're looking for investment. What happens is when this all was said and done, there's going to be a lot of money made when you regenerate the cities, regenerate the towns, regenerate. Plus, after war's done, there'll be a demand for weapons and that again. Plus, when there's a war on, it drives up demand for weapons, air systems, the whole lot. Like, for instance, Poland have apparently just signed a deal worth, I think it's £10 billion or something, for 92 helicopters. Attack helicopters, £10 billion. Now, that's just the helicopters. Forget about that's before you even get into the rest of what they've bought. Plus, other countries are tooling themselves up now, saying, well, hang on, then you've got that nonsense over on Israel, Palestine, and Iran's meant to be attacking Israel and things like that. So you've got all that. So that drives up demand. And what happens is when this Ukraine war's over, there's going to be a lot of money made when they regenerate the areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Wherever power could find some kind of avenue to make money, then whether it comes to war or poverty, whatever it takes, they'll take it. You know, it's just a shame the way. I mean, we don't need wars. But it's one part for me where it's a part of that control factor which they've used for many decades, and it's worked, and it still works in a way, but there's a lot of people catching on to it now. But there's still a different war going on, you know, the psychological war and things like that, bullets and missiles and all that. Like going back to the 70s, the 80s, and they used to parade these nuclear so-called nuclear missiles and all walking through the streets with the tanks and everything. What's all that about?
That's to show
Why are they doing that?
It's to show off. The Taliban have been shown off just later. The Taliban have been parading American weapons through Afghanistan. Basically, saying we've got all your weapons and all the rest of it after America went out of there. It's to show military strength to the people and things like that. That's what it's doing. But what you find is with these wars is they try to scare you with the media. The media try to tell you that, well, Russia will do this if this happens and this. How many red lines have been passed that Putin's apparently put down? If the West does this, we'll attack the West. Never happens. Never happens. He said if we send weapons to Ukraine, that will escalate it. Doesn't happen. Then says if you send F-16s, it'll escalate it. Doesn't happen. It's you know why that is? Because he can't afford to lose the support of China and North Korea because he's dependent on them at the minute. So he can't afford to have it escalating too far. So that's why these red lines that he keeps putting down always get passed. And he can't afford to use nukes because he'll lose China's support. He needs China to help him. So he would lose their support if he used nukes. So he's in a bit of a sticky situation there. But the way things are going with this country and things like that, see all these right-wing people that Mr. Stammer wants to lock up. If it all kicks off with us in Russia, he might need those right-wing people to fight for him, and they'll not fight for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this country is in a dangerous place at the minute. This country is on a precipice of a disaster. We're sleepwalking into a war.
Well, it is. I mean, one part of it for me is, I mean, I'm not that very smart at all, but when I've heard about and seen all these riots and things that have been going on, they've all been going on in a short space of time. And that's now. So is that going to escalate a lot? And then if it is, how is that going to be construed? Is who's at fault? We can go through all that. You know what I mean? But there's already a war going on. It's just people haven't picked up on it yet. People think of war as being bullets and missiles and things like that. Need to get out of that mind frame. So part of this Ukraine, the Russia-Ukraine thing, by having a primitive war, when you've got really advanced technology, why not use that instead of just firing bullets and letting people get murdered?
Well, see that
on either side.
That's the thing. The technology's getting that good now. We're designing an aircraft at the minute called Tempest, and it's going to have AI, which is going to help instruct the person that's flying it on what maneuvers to make. So we're also buying these unmanned vehicles as well that can shoot and things like that, plus drones and all that. Loads of drone technology. The Ukrainians are using like a drone called an FPV drone, and they're like tying like a thingy to it. They're flying the drone and flying into a tank to destroy the tanks.
Well, see, I reckon that's easy for something like that to happen today. But when people see that happening, it's going to scare the living daylights out of them. But I've always said that these people in control really are 20, 30 years, even possibly more, way in front of us. So if that's still working for them, where people get scared of everyone who's going to come round is going to shoot you down and things like that, it's ridiculous. And I reckon part of that is where they put these. I mean, it came about all of a sudden, where all these school shootings were going on. Where did that come from? How come that happened? What's going on there? So, like I've always said, if you can get to the kids, you can actually make that difference. It just might take a while. Well, you're just going to have to fucking wait.
Well, that's what they're doing at the minute.
You want to work. But, where did that come from? And all of a sudden now, we don't hear about it. So it's been like a start-stop. So was that not planned? Was that not planned out?
Well, what's happening is they're going after the kids at the minute. They're going after the kids in the schools where LGBT, where Black Lives Matters, we're telling people that you're to blame for slavery thousands of years ago. And you want an interesting stat? See in Russia, see before they start a school day. Guess what the kids are doing before they start a school day? Guess what they're doing? They're boxing in schools. They're boxing. Where the Russian kids are getting boxing lessons just at the start of school before the hang of the school, where we're telling our kids, actually, you might not be the sex that you're meant to be. It's madness. It's absolute madness.
I'm going to take time to take that in.
Yeah, the kids are boxing in school in Russia. The kids are boxing in Brazil.
What, boys and girls?
I think it's maybe just boys, but even still, they're boxing. In China, they're learning how to load guns and things like that. You've got like in Brazil, they're learning jiu-jitsu and things like that, where we're telling our kids, actually, you're born a boy, but you actually might be a girl and you might have pronouns. It's absolutely madness what's going on in this country. And two-tier Starmer, there was an Islamic extremist interviewed, and he said he would always vote left because he finds them very stupid, and he believes that Islamic extremists don't agree with pride parades and all that stuff, but they want people to get busy with all that, so it takes the notion off for them. And one of the guys that's getting released from prison under Labour is a head of a rape gang. He's getting released to allow somebody in the prison who's maybe wrote something on social media. This is Great Britain 2024. Now they're saying there's no money. There's absolutely no money. We've got no money. Well, I could find plenty of money, not a problem.
There's no money.
Yeah, apparently there's no money according to Labour, but yeah, if I got power tomorrow, first thing I would be doing is cutting that aid budget from 0.5 down to 0.2, because we should not be giving money to a country that's got a space program. I'm sorry, we shouldn't be giving money to countries that've got space programs. I'm sorry, shouldn't be happening. And they're saying they've got no money, blah blah blah, but yeah, they want to spend all this money and re-energising the electricity grid. It's going to cost over £50 billion apparently. They've got money for that, but they've not got the money to invest elsewhere, which is absolute madness. It's stupidness. And you've got that Bridget Phillipson. She must be the stupidest MP we've probably got, and she's in the cabinet now as the education secretary. She was asked on an interview, if someone has a penis and the restaurant's got a male and a female bathroom, what bathroom do they go into? Well, it's up to the business to provide options. And Nick Ferrari goes, there's two options, a male and a female. Well, the business will have to provide options. He says there's no options, there's a male and a female, what one do they go into? And she basically said the person would have to leave. So if you've got a penis and you're female, you're going to have to leave the premises to source another toilet, according to Bridget Phillips, and she's the head of the education department now in this country. And you're saying to yourself, oh my, and you look at America, it was Canada actually, they've got a 50-year-old man, a 50-year-old biological man who says he's now a teenager. He's getting dressed in the same changing room as teenage girls and competing against teenage girls. It is absolute madness what's going on in this world now.
So I mean, going off that, I mean, it must happen anyway. Where a lot of people, will take advantage of these new freedoms. I can't call them laws, but these new freedoms now. Do you not think that some people who are not kind of that way, shall we say, will maybe a pervert or a fucking, a straight person who's a pervert or whatever will go out and pretend to be a certain way in order to maybe rape someone or
it's already
just even get a kick out of being among teenagers when you're 50-odd-year-old.
It's already happened, but somebody in Scotland who raped 2 women and he got put in a female prison. If it wasn't for the UK government stepping in and stepping in, exercising their right to devolution, to step in, the SNP would have left a male biological rapist in a female prison. They actually had the person in the prison, in the prison estate, he was kept away, but he was saying, I'm a woman now. And this is the danger. And there's an incident in America where Ted Cruz was absolutely ripping a judge because the judge put a biological male rapist in a female prison. And you say to yourself, oh dear. And it's absolutely madness. And the sad thing is, you can't say anything about it because they'll call you, oh, you're a transphobe, you're this, you're that, and then the next thing. But somebody once called me a Russian shill. And I says, right, I'll tell you what to do. Why don't you debate me on it? And they'll not debate me on it on the Russian-Ukraine war. They'll not debate me on it. But they're quite happy to call me a Russian shill. So apparently I'm a Russian shill. I'm a Russian shill. Dear.
That's the best they can do, isn't it? That's the best they can do.
Yeah, Russian shill. I said, well, why don't you debate with me on it? And I'll bring the information about the Azov units, the Karelian units, and all the rest of it. They'll not debate me on it. So,
well,
but
there's one of your answers. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I find about the left. They can't debate you. They can't debate you without using the buzzwords, the racists, the transphobes, and all the rest.
They can say what they want. That's fine by me. And whether I agree or disagree or whatever, it's just like, right, you've said that. Now come on, let's hear you. Let's feel you in what you're saying, because that's what I do. I try and feel someone and get a kind of, I mean, Crinkle's a bit of he's been hard work, but I mean, you do get the feel for a lot of people, and then there's them you're just not sure of, and for me, I just take things with a piece of salt these days. All I say to myself is, I know what's going on, not in detail, but it's right in front of my eyes, and I'm not going to deny what's right in front of my eyes, But I love the details that you bring up, Airwolf. I think it's brilliant. You must spend a lot of time looking into things, and I appreciate that a lot, because it that equals passion, and people who got that, then you can't go wrong with them.
Do you want a good laugh, Dino? I found a document for 2018 from the UK government talking about immigration policy. And you know what the immigration policy was in 2018, which we're going to be bringing in? It's actually a good idea. It's actually a good idea that they're presenting, but the execution of it has been completely bad. Quality-based immigration system. So what that effectively means is, if you're a nurse or a doctor and that you want to come and live in this country, and you come and get checked to see whether you're a genuine person, you're going to be a net contributor to the economy, and that they'll let you in effectively. So that kind of immigration I have no issues with. If someone's coming in to bring a trade or bring skills and going to be working and things like that, I have absolutely no issues. As long as they come in legally, you check who they are, let them in. But when it comes to geezers on a boat, men of full of fighting age, coming in who are unchecked, unevaluated to who they are, who they're tied to, or whatever, that's where I draw the line. That's where I decide that the immigration policy is absolutely scunnered. And we're actually in a position now with this Labour government where it's going to get worse. 700 people the other day crossed the shores from France. Now they're saying they're coming from war-torn countries. I know the French can get highly strung at times and get a wee bit overexcited at times, but send them back. See if we had any bottle about us, see in 2019, when Boris got appointed as Prime Minister, well, I'll use this loosely. Brexit done. I'll use that loosely. He should have left the ECHR, should have put a sign up on the UK saying, no more legal immigrants. If you come, we'll send you back. You get nothing. You get absolutely nothing. You get no benefits, nothing. You come in legally, you're going to be a net contributor and things like that, or bring skills to the country and that, you'll get in. But if you come in illegally, goodbye, we'll send you back. We'll send you back. The Navy can send you back to France and leave you there. Because what the French are doing, the French are just sending them over. They're just sending them to the UK. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I heard that myself early doors. We're going back years now. People forget how long this has been going on. You know, we're talking well over a decade now where it's got as strong as it has. And over the last few years, look at it now. It's become ridiculous, and the arrogance what comes with it as well, that annoys me, because I would welcome anybody, but I don't like this arrogance and all these riots what are going on and things like that.
It's the fact we don't know who we're letting in, Dino. It's the fact that we could be letting in murderers, whoever else. I mean, if that immigration system had been deployed correctly and would have left the ECHR, that could have worked. See the amount of money that this country wastes. We're spending £8 million a day on hotels for immigrants. Now, you take that over a 10-day period, that's almost £240 million a month. You times that by a year, that's almost £2.5 billion we're spending on these immigrant hotels, plus whatever else on benefits, etc. We're spent, apparently for 2020, we're spent £24 billion on HS2. I would have scrapped it. See, if I had got in 2019 as Prime Minister myself, I would have scrapped HS2. I would have scrapped it. We're spending, apparently we've spent all this money regenerating high streets. Guess what's happened there? 24% of the high streets that were meant to get regenerated have actually had stuff done to them. So the other 60% haven't even been touched. We are throwing money down the toilet time and time again. Now, you look at the NHS, we've got 30,000 people, like admin and managers, even before we even get into the ground NHS and things like that. 30,000 managing people in the NHS before we even get into nursing and things like that. If you were to cut that by half and bring in 10,000 nurses of the jobs, how much better would the NHS be? It's just, this country is absolutely throwing money down the toilet. It doesn't even stop there. You could go into the military. The amount of money we've wasted on Ajax, we've spent about £7 billion on that. Still yet, it's 8 years. It's 8 years late. Still yet to be made. We've spent loads of money on stupidness, really. On a what was it? The Morpheus telecommunication system. £700 million was spent on that. Wasted. We've scrapped that. We've paid capita. This is madness. We've paid capita almost £1 billion to recruit for the army, and they're failing every year on their targets because it's taken too long to recruit soldiers. Where it's taken a year to recruit a soldier. We're back at the old days. We used to go and see the army guy, and he would, you could get in with it a couple of months. Now it's taken about a year to even get near a soldier, and they've just awarded a new contract capita for failure. It's absolutely madness, the money this country is wasting, and we wonder why we're in such a mess.
Yeah, true. And look at what they're spending it on, and things like that. And don't forget, it's people's money, what they're using as well. And it seems like it's always about defence. Well, what are we defending, and who against?
Well, if you believe the media, it's meant to be the Russians, but I think the bigger problem is at home. And I said this to an MP that came to my door, the chap at the door, and I said, and we'll talk about the high street with them. And I said, well, why don't you do something courageous for the high street? Why don't you go to a Primark or a big business like Primark and that, and say to them, right, you come to your area, we'll let you sit rent-free for a year and a half. We'll give you 10, 20 grand towards your setup costs. And after a year and a half, if you want to leave, fair enough. But at least it would bring jobs and things like that to the area. And it would maybe be a way of reviving the high street. But the fact that we've gave all this money to this high street fund, and only 24% of the high streets have actually been touched that were meant to get touched, is absolutely scandalous.
Yeah, it is, mate. But you know how money works, and for me, I've always said it. The most powerful countries, the ones who keep themselves quiet, are China.
Yeah, China's the one you've really got to watch because they're scary. They've got a huge navy. They're very advanced.
I was gonna say, when it comes to power, it's funny how no one ever mentions China in a despondent way. They just leave China to one side, knowing how much power they've got.
They're a sleeping giant.
Yeah, the distractors with Russia and the Cold War, and all that's a distraction and fear and control, like they do, and things like that. People have fell for it, and now it's got to this point. And, but yeah, in other words, don't fuck with China.
No, you don't want to mess with China.
Do not fuck with them.
No, I think what's happened with China at the moment, I think China are sitting on their hands, waiting for America to get drawn into a conflict, where it be with Iran directly or Russia. I think they're waiting they get drawn into a conflict, and they're going to go for Taiwan. I think that's what they're waiting on.
Taiwan?
Taiwan, China want to take Taiwan apart, but Sleepy Joe's apparently turned around and said that if China tries to take Taiwan, American troops will defend it. So their best chance is to get America drawn into a conflict, then go for it when Taiwan can't depend on America's assistance.
Well, there are nothing the hopeless, really. Taiwan. I mean, it were like Kuwait against Iraq. Why use Taiwan? as a tool.
See, they believe Taiwan is part of China, and this is the thing. See, this is the thing with this
But
thing.
why pick on? There's other places who are attached to China.
But the thing is, they would put up more of a fight. Countries like South Korea and Japan, they would put up a better fight than what Taiwan would. And you see this thing with
Exactly.
Ukraine. Yeah, you see this thing with Ukraine. Russia are meant to be this scary fight force and all the rest of it. They're a paper tiger. See if this had been America going into Ukraine under the same circumstances, the war would be done. It would be done. America would have this all done and finished with. Because it's ridiculous what's going on in this world right now. And you see America have deployed like ships and submarines and all that to Israel, waiting on Iran to attack Israel. But what's happening with Iran is Iran are using their proxies to attack, like the Houthis and Hamas and Hezbollah and things. You know Hezbollah is bigger than the British Army. Hezbollah's got 100,000 ground troops apparently. We've only got 72,000.
Well, yeah, I can believe it. To be honest with you, if we could use the old word, which I think we guys our age you're familiar with, is Zulu, and I think that's the way it is. Anyway, otherwise we'd have won the war, but the war still it keeps carrying on, and I don't understand why and what for. You know, what do they want? More land? Well, I'd rather go, you know, as a leader of a country or whatever. Well, here, have some of it. You know, there's quite a bit there. We don't use it. It's basically desolate. So if you want, you don't have to shoot us down for it. You can have some of it. You know what I mean? So I don't understand the old, you know, what war's about. You know why it should be happening, and people are dying, and children and things like that. You know, I don't understand, because no one ever seems to win. You know, it's an ongoing thing. It's always going to be ongoing, and I just think it's always it's like you can get your high leaders in your military, like your captains and generals and major generals and high-ranking people like that, brigadiers and things like that. But there's got to be someone above them who are telling them what to do in order to keep war constant. That's and that, for me, that's part of. Well, people will always see it. They'll always hear about it. They'll know where it's happening, but they won't have a fucking clue what it's about. But all they know is there's a war going on.
I see the thing with war is it scares people. I know somebody, and see every time Putin threatens the UK, she gets absolutely hysterical about it. And I just say to her, he's not attacking the UK anytime soon. Because if he attacks the UK, that triggers Article 5, and that's the whole of NATO involved. So he's no stupid enough, when he can hardly take on Ukraine, he's no stupid enough to attack a NATO country. So no, he's not going to do that. And I'm kind of hoping Trump gets in. I'm hoping Trump gets in November, because he'll rustle the feathers, because he's the only one that can stop this. It's Trump. Because Kamala Harris, she's no the answer. But what was it Trump said? He was getting interviewed by that Logan Paul. And Trump says, I get on better with the more powerful ones, like the Putins, the Kim Jong-uns, the Xi Jinpings. I get on better with them than I do the weaker ones. So I think the weaker ones that will include Mr. Starmer. How we've ended up with that clown in charge, I'll never know. I don't know what the public were thinking, bringing that clown in. But at the end of the day, what he's doing is, this is a man who's locking people up for things they're posting on Facebook and all the rest of it. But this is the same man when BLM were rioting, taking the knee for them. I would love Keir Starmer to come to see Keir Starmer and say, why are you not taking the knee for these rioters? If you want to keep the same energy, see the two guys that attacked the police at the airport. They've not been prosecuted yet. They're going to get off it effectively. It's just absolute madness the way this country's going, and I blame wokeness for it. I blame the wokeness of it. I blame trying to be politically correct, having the police dancing the Macarena, taking a knee, and all the rest of it. The police shouldn't be doing that. I mean, back in the day when I was younger, the police used to be tall, well built, and all that. And you watch clips of the police now, and you're saying anybody who's decent built could plough through these police officers, no problem. Because they're not very tall, they're not very well built, and you're saying to yourself, what backup are they going to be? It's just no the way it was back in the day. And this country is an absolute pissle, and I should have been Prime Minister in 2019. We'd have a better country by now. I would have no, but what I would do, see if we were to cut our aid budget to 0.4%, is it 0. You know how much that would be extra to every council in this country? Guess how much extra money that would be to every council in this country if we were to do that? £5 million, £5.5 million extra for every single council in the UK.
Well,
that just shows you the money's there if you go looking for it. And they say there's no money, but I can find plenty. I can find plenty on how to do it. Quite simply, what I would have done. See, I've been thinking about this. What I would have done is, see if I had got power to this. Listen to me, vote me for Prime Minister. I would have sold about 100,000 council houses, and that would have raised about 70 to 80 billion pounds, and you could reinvest that in making people's lives better.
Yeah, I totally get you. Obviously, money is well under control. So these guys, they know all this. What you've just explained, they surely must know all that. And I'm not degrading you or anything like that. I'm just saying there's a lot of smart people out there who deal with that one situation. So yeah, I think they already know about that. It's a great controller, isn't it? Money. It really is.
The problem that the government has is they can find money for their pet projects when they want to. I mean, you've got the Scottish government going to be spending.
I mean, don't forget. I mean, you know what I'm like when I speak. Like, it's just money is man-made. Therefore, it's printed on some substance. So it's printed out. It's like a man-made thing. It doesn't grow on trees. And when there's a recession, that means they've just stopped printing it to create that recession for a certain reason or reasons. Recessions, but it is man-made, and it can be controlled by any higher power who got it all. type of thing. It's all in their hands. It's just when they decide to give it back to you.
Dino, who would you vote for if you were American right now? Who would you vote for, Harris or Trump?
Well, I haven't looked too much into it, but I'll still always believe that it's all corrupt, and I just think both of them share a glass of champagne at the end of the day. I don't believe what your eyes see and what your ears are listening to. You know what you've got used to over the years, like voting, and people have said this and they're going to make a change and all that. Well, for me, everything's gone downhill, and it's meant to have got uphill, and it hasn't. But yet the people are still being convinced of the lies. The corruption is just it's so unreal. It's like you can just feel it in your body.
You know, you're
So
still getting
that's
people
going
going
on.
about
So
that.
no, I don't trust anyone. I reckon they're all round one big round fucking table, champagne, crab, caviar, all that for me is going on with these leaders, and they put a show on. They put a show on, and they control the money. They know exactly how to control us, people like us, through money, through fear. Control's already there in massive amounts. So they've got us by the balls, and all we can do is do this, what Airwolf and myself are doing tonight, is criticising and there's some truths what's been said. I said to you before, I brought Airwolf on. You're going to hear a lot of, deep, truthful stuff here. But I always say, what are we going to do about it? And yeah, it does help by talking about it and getting it off your chest and things like that, and doing it with the right people, which is a bonus as well. So I really appreciate, because I know Airwolf, he'd be there on the front line, I'd be right next to him, no problem at all, because of what I believe in and what I've learned, which is a lot very similar to Airwolf. So yeah, it's difficult, but that's all we can do at the minute. And this is why I always say, unless we get it into the kids, we're gonna go nowhere. We're just gonna carry on moaning about it and talking over it and going through the opinions and the facts and what we believe and the gossip and all that. You know what I mean? But for me, if you can get it into the kids, I mean, that's really that'd be extremely hard. Just like it must be for a school teacher when they first go into school. How do I start the brainwashing them now? Like, even though the teacher's already brainwashed and hasn't got a clue that they're about to brainwash a child.
Well, did you see that? Did you see that teenager? It was turned around and said, "This is how stupid these people are. That the government doesn't pay for these illegal immigrants. So who pays for them? The Tooth Fairy." Who do you think's putting them up in hotels and things like that? I don't think it's the gangs that's sending them over here. Partly, it's either that. It must be Russia. I see. I mind there was guy the lost Medway Council. Guess who got the blame of that? Vladimir Putin, because the Conservatives lost Medway Council. It's Putin's fault. It's all Putin's fault. It's all big Vladimir Putin's fault. Oh, did you see that Trump clip? Oh, it's a hilarious Trump clip. A guy telling a story. I can't mind the guy's name. Trump dealing with the Taliban. And Trump apparently said to the Taliban, I want to leave Afghanistan, but I want to do it in a controlled way. And so the interpreter tells the Taliban that's what he wants to do. Then Trump says, if you harm one hair on any American's head, I will kill you. And then the interpreter's like, what? And Trump goes, tell him. Then the interpreter then tells the Taliban, Trump gets up apparently and puts a picture in the Taliban's house, the Taliban leader's house, down on the table and walks out. Basically says that he would obliterate him, that if anything happens to a US soldier in Afghanistan, 18 months under the Trump administration, they never lost one soldier. And see Iran, guess how many barrels a day Iran were selling of oil under the Trump administration? 300,000. Guess how many they're selling now? 2 million a day. And that's after the Biden administration apparently put on 600 sanctions. So 600 sanctions later, they're actually selling more than double what they were selling under the Trump administration.
Wow.
I do like Trump. Did you see Trump's interview with Kim Jong-un? No, with Kim Jong-un, with Piers Morgan. Rocket Man, Kim Jong-un. And apart, Trump said in the interview, they said that he got a call for Kim Jong-un. I have a red button, meaning the nuclear button. And Trump apparently said, this is what Trump said in the interview, I have a red button too. Mine's is bigger, stronger, and mine works. Whoa, nobody talks to us like that. It's like, dear. I think Trump's hilarious. We should get him back in. See, the elites don't want Trump back in because he's
do you not think that that's part of the game, where it appears that they don't want him back in and things like that, where he is quite a powerful guy. He made a lot of money during his boxing career, which was not himself in the ring, but what do you call it, an agent or whatever. And in the boxing ring, on the corners where they had the padding, it said Trump. Just a complete money freak, really. I just think that's his addiction, his money. He might be a good guy and he might want to do well, but I don't think if anyone has got that amount of money, doesn't really at the end of the day doesn't really care what happens, but might want to happen. They really might mean, we let's do it this way and come on, guys, we can sort this out and make things work and all that. But at the end of the day, he's nothing to worry about, and all he's ever been interested in and been involved with is money.
Well, I think if I'd have been in charge, we wouldn't have had this Ukraine war. It wouldn't have happened under his watch. There's a clip of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris saying, well, what are you going to do about Iran? And they say to them, don't. That's one word, don't. And then it goes to Trump and says, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's like, yeah. Or there's a clip of him and it says what true leadership looks like, and it's after Rocket Man in North Korea's threatened the US, and Trump says that if he threatens us again, he'll be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen before. And then you see a clip of him going to meet the leader for North Korea, and I'm shaking hands and all that, and you're like, that's true leadership. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's idea is don't. When Trump got charged for the documents that he had, illegal documents, Joe Biden had illegal documents as well. The special counsel's report said that Joe Biden broke the law. This is the good bit of the special counsel's report. President Biden can't stand trial because he's no able. What this one out, because I can't work out. President Biden can't stand trial because he's not able, but he's able enough to be the president of the United States, according to the special counsel's report. So how does that work? He can't have it both ways. And Trump is the only one to stand thing with for the documents. But Joe Biden and his ghostwriter get off with scot-free because Joe Biden apparently is unfit to stand trial according to the special counsel. But the special counsel's report says that he's unfit, but he could be president of the United States. It doesn't stack up. It really doesn't stack up.
Unfit in what way?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know, but he was asked. The special counsel was asked why Joe Biden's that he's unfit to stand trial partly because he's cognitive issues. So how is he still? How is the US president then? Well, that's where they need to do. I think it's Article 25 and go and remove him as president. Because at the end of the day, it's just corruption. It's just absolute.
Of course, it is corruption. I'm absolutely spot on. Can I just say hello to Pork Chop? Pork Chop's in there, guys. I hope he's saying to us all, yeah. If you don't know about him, well, it's about time you did. So go and have a look at his channel and give him a sub. That's Pork Chop, right? Big Dazza. You just have to put up with him. You just have to put up with him. This guy is a walking corpse. Who you on about? Who you on about, Dazza? He's a bit fucking mental, is Dazza. So just give me a minute while I go for a loo break, and I'll leave you in the great hands of our one and only Airwolf. I'll see you in a minute. I'll not be a minute. I'm just going for a quick beat.
You're referring to Sleepy Joe Biden. Yeah, well, he's going to be Kamala Harris is going to be the candidate in November. But it's interesting, she's a candidate for November, but she's copied Trump's policy of allowing restaurant workers to keep their tips. Now, apparently, when Trump said that he was going to do that, the media said that he would cost the US economy something like $250 million. But the minute Kamala Harris does the exact same thing, it's a great policy. So it just shows you the two-tieredness of the media. Oh, dear.
Where are you?
That's what Kamala Harris
on about here. Hang on a minute. What was he talking about? Biden, yep. Taking other people's ideas and turning it around to look good on them.
Yeah, because Kamala
That's a good
Harris.
point, that is, does it?
Kamala Harris, Trump had a policy of allowing restaurant workers to keep their tips tax-free. And the media came out and said that'll cost the economy $250 million. Kamala Harris comes out with the exact same policy. Great policy, fantastic. So it just shows you the two-tierness. But see the difference. See, you know what the big difference was between Joe Biden having the documents and Trump. You know what the big fundamental difference was? See, when Trump had the documents, he was president, which meant under the President's Act, he could declassify those documents. But he's the only one on the hook where the special counsel can't go after Joe Biden because he's not fit enough, apparently. Which is, I found that an absolute astonishing statement when the special counsel said that in his report, that they can't go after Joe Biden for breaking the law. It just shows you the two-tieredness, even America. And look, I can guarantee, see if this was happening in Russia, would have every MP in the UK jumping up and down on the telly saying, we'll stand with our European partners and we'll sort him out. Well, no, you'll do nothing. It's absolutely ridiculous what's going on in this country. And not just our country, the US as well. Absolute madness.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't forget about America.
Oh, yeah, you heard about Scotland. There's a Muslim extremist buying a small part of an island of Scotland.
What?
Yeah, there's a Muslim extremist try to buy the Isle of Torsey to set up a Muslim camp or something, apparently. And he's fundraising for £3 million to buy that. Now,
how is he fundraising? What method?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how he's getting the funds together, but I'd imagine there'll be quite a lot of people that would invest in that and things like that. Because the Isle of Torsey was actually getting sold on Savills' website. Now, the irony of it getting sold by Savills, getting sold to Hingman, it's just absolutely ridiculous. That's what's going to happen. No, because the special counsel says he's not fit enough to stand trial. So even if he steps down as president, they'll not be able to prosecute him because he's been told he's not fit enough to stand trial. So the question there is, if he's not fit enough to stand trial, how is he still president?
Dazza here is asking, he's a very smart guy, is Dazza. And he's asking us a question here.
Yeah, they'll not be able to go after him. The special counsel says he's not fit enough to stand trial. So even if he stands down as president, that would still apply, that he's not fit enough to stand trial. So they'd be unable to prosecute him. And this is what's wrong. See, they've had to drop the charges against Trump for these documents because they didn't go after Biden and his ghostwriter. So they can't be seen to be hangmen. So it's just absolute ridiculous.
If Scotland allow that, it's fucked up. What's going on? We are losing our culture.
The Isle of Torsey.
Sorry.
It's still up for sale. The Isle of Torsey. It's on Savills' website at the minute. It's on for £1.5 million, but apparently the guy was crowdfunding for £3 million.
How can we allow, right, someone who's in a position of being thought of as like these days and days gone by, but these days there's a different feeling about it. How can people think that someone who's from a different direction, shall I say, is allowed to buy an island in order to accommodate the same source of people, rather than buying it and saying everyone's welcome no matter where you're from.
Well,
You know,
see, here's the thing.
that's a scary thing to me, because I know there's a place in England which is probably bigger than the island, and all it is an old RAF camp, and that's probably bigger. The size of this place, you won't believe it, and it's probably bigger than the island. What he's and this very same RAF camp, which has been closed down now. The Red Arrows used to be based there, but they've been moved on to a nearby RAF camp. So
and here's the scary thing, Dino. Here's the real scary thing about it. The London-based radical preacher Sheikh Yasser al-Habib and his followers are looking to buy the island in Torso. Experts say the Shahira country will have its own army and administration. Al-Habib got asylum in the UK after facing imprisonment in Kuwait, his home country, over his religious views. Now, and he's over here, wonderful. And it's on Savills for $1.5 million. See if I had a couple million in the bank, I would have bought it myself. That's what they're planning to do with it, turn it into Shahira law and build an army and things like that. It just makes you wonder whatever else.
It does, and from what I heard, before anything's happened, we always hear things, and it's like sometimes we automatically believe it to be true. Now, from what I heard about this certain RAF camp, which has been closed down, and I did go up there and tried to get something out of it film-wise, but it just didn't happen for me. I did put a little bit up. There was a little bit of something. But it's massive, this place. So the Red Arrows, which are a British culture thing, like a proud British like war thing, lest we forget we won the war and all that, as if it's still the war when it fucking isn't, and it's nowhere near that anymore. But yet we celebrate it so much. That would add up to me if I didn't see homeless people with one leg in a doorway. So that doesn't add up to me. But what I got told, sorry for going off on a tangent there, but what I got told about this RAF camp was it was being taken over by asylum seekers, is what I got told, and it was in pristine condition, this camp. The billets, from what I could see, you wouldn't find any piece of litter. The runways were dusted down, so they were perfect, and things like that. And these guys were meant to be flying in, moving in, living in these billets, which could house hundreds of people per billet, and then you've got another building and another, and you're talking about, well, at least 1,000 people who could be accommodated. In the probably I don't know the true figures. I'm just guessing, going off what I've seen. So why would they be? And they were flying them in. So they're flying them in, apparently. Now, this was a year ago when I experienced all this, and I remember the security guy coming out, so I went straight up to him and said, "What's going on? What's happening with this place?" And he could hardly speak a word of English. So he comes out of his little kennel. I think a car drove in, so he had to open the gate, and then he closed the gate. And I thought, I'll go through. And then anyway, he shut the gate, and I said, "What do you think about the migrant situation?" And people. I mean, we've been told people are going to be flying in and living here. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, and off he went.
You know,
I don't give a fuck, because it's probably my brother and sister who are coming over and whatever. And they keep celebrating these things over here, lest we forget, and all these poppy things and things like that. Do you not realise that they're just making money out of it? Because they're not being honest about it at all. Why have they not got a charity for homeless veterans or things like that? Do they get lest we've forgotten? Because that should be in it as well for me, lest we forget. Of course we will. Of course we will. World War II, 80 years ago? And they're still doing marches down the street and poppy days, and they all used to be free, and then it used to be donate. It can be 1 penny if it wants. And now it's like you get these enamel badges, and look at me, I look better than you because I've got an enamel badge, and you get all this shit going on now. So it's a money and a social thing. Like, well, my badge, you've just got a little paper, probably paid about £1 for it, but this, look at mine, And we're talking about a war here and death and things like that. And these fuckers, all they're bothered about is making sure at the right time of year, whenever it comes to it, to make sure you fit in socially and follow the old not rules, the old sayings, lest we forget. World War II still going on. It's still going on for some reason. Well, I think it's all about money. That's the reason for me. I've just seen your messages, Wolf. Sorry about that. I'll read them in a bit because they're quite long. Then.
Well, I can cut it down for you. See the second one. You know what one of the punishments are for under Sharia law, that if you get caught with theft, you know what one of the punishments are under the hard offences. That includes the strictest interpretation of Sharia and can be punishable by amputating the offender's hand. They can amputate your hand under Sharia law.
Yeah. Is that for what reasons? Theft?
Just that's just for theft. And that's what they could do under Sharia law if you're caught with theft. And we're actually sitting with a couple of Sharia councils. Find out what ones.
So that where that says it's going to amputate the offender's hand.
Yep.
Non-plural.
Yep, they can amputate.
But they can steal with the other hand.
Well, I'd imagine if they get caught with that, they can then cut the 2 hands off under the Sharia law.
Right. So yeah, that would solve that problem of theft by hand. No problem at all in that case. But people will always find a way. I mean, I could pick up, a can of pop here or whatever without my hands. I don't need my hands to steal. I've got my arms and my wrists. So for me, it's kind of barbaric. I don't agree. I don't agree with it. I think it's primitive. It could be there to scare other people off, like don't thieve or else that'll happen. It'll probably happen over here. I don't mean really happen. I mean, if it was over here and that was part of the law, I reckon people would get scared of thieving. But at what level are these guys talking about when it comes to theft?
Well, the articles from the BBC, so good to take a wee bit of pinch of salt. They're saying there's a lot of evidence involved, but I wouldn't buy too much what the BBC say in that regard. But even the fact that that's even near a punishment of a crime, that's enough. I mean, you see these idiots coming out with queers for Palestine. I've never heard something as ridiculous in all my life. In Palestine, if you go about with your pride flag and all the rest of it, you'll get a flying lesson off a building. That's the reality. And these people have got their signs saying queers for Palestine. And you ask these people, these Palestine protesters, which river, which sea, they can't answer you. They can't answer anything about Palestine. That is just virtue signaling without actually looking into what's happening. And I said to one of them, I says, well, why do you not mention Egypt? Because Egypt have a stronger border with Gaza than what Israel has. So why don't you mention them? Because they could open their border up as a safe passage, but they don't. For some reason, they don't want these people in here as much as anybody else was. But no doubt, the UK they'll take them.
Yeah.
We seem to be taking everybody in. That's this country's problem. We're taking everybody in, and you've got to mind a lot of these countries. A lot of these countries that these people are coming from, they've got very low standards on how they treat their women and girls. People for Gaza are calling on the UK government to actually have a similar scheme for Ukraine, where the refugees and all that come over here. Now, how does that work into the LGBT thing and all the rest of it? When, in Gaza, they had a law not so long ago, I think it was Penal Code 308, where rapists could marry their victim to escape justice.
Right, I'm gonna bring on one of the nicest guys you'll ever hear on YouTube. To me, is YouTube royalty. So here he is.
How you doing, Dean? Are you good?
I'm not too bad, mate. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How you doing, Airwolf? Are you good?
Not too bad yourself.
Yeah. Just got to keep cracking on as we do, you know what I mean? You got to keep going. We've got families to look after and, and do what we're doing,
That's it, mate. It's just carry on, isn't it? Carry on.
You can't hide away, can you, or anything like that? Life still carries on, so you've got to get out there, do the normal things you do.
It's all about... I know it sounds a bit daft, but it's about accepting people.
I accept everybody.
No matter what faults they've got or anything like that. I mean, even if some people are out of control, like, they can still be nurtured into you know, being a more mellow person and you know,
Well, of
trying to work
course.
things out.
And I
But
go with this one, Dino, and you've always heard me say this one, right? Is I'll treat people how they treat me. You know what I mean? I've always said this. If they treat me with disrespect, I'll disrespect them back. If they treat me like a human being, a person, you know, I will treat them exactly the same. And that is me all day long. That may be on YouTube, but it's also in real life as well. When I go to the local shop, I'll treat him exactly the same as how I'm treated. So,
yeah,
and that's how I've been brought up through my parents, my grandparents. You know what I mean? And they've been exactly the
yeah,
same. So,
yeah, yeah. I totally agree, and I'm exactly the same as that. I mean, you've had your family, like you've just said, bringing you up into that and things like that. Well, I didn't have it that way. It was a different way, but it turns out to be the same way. So it don't matter how it comes about. It's just like yeah, it is the end result. It's like
yeah,
that's how I'll treat you, and if you treat me like that, and it is an end result. It's like I've got the answers here. If you want to do, I'm not changing my mind and things like that. So yeah, but
exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
we've all been brought up differently. Is what I'm trying to say.
Of course, and I've never been brought up with a silver spoon in my mouth one bit, me mate. I was a council estate boy, growing up on a rough estate in Rochdale, which you can Google it, Ashfield Valley Flats. That's where I grew up in the 80s. Yeah, rough estate. And then I grew up on a place called Grieve, which were Grieve in Rochdale. Then after Ashfield Valley Flats, because they got took down by the council. You know what I mean? Because there were too many pump rockers and stuff like that. There were a lot of crime on there. So they were only built for so long, and then they pulled them down. So we all moved on to different estates. I was brought up on Grieve. My wife were from an estate called Cockle. We're still together now, you know what I mean? Been together for a long time, got beautiful fucking children. And like I say, I bring my children up. Fair enough, like I said, Dino, yeah, I've always been a twat in my past, but when I met the wife, I changed, you know what I mean? And had children, I totally changed. And I taught my children not to be like how I was as a fucking child, you know what I mean? My children are more respectable you could ever meet. They've got please and thank yous, you know what I mean? They'll open doors for ladies, and you know what I mean? And that's how I bring my children up.
Well, for me, that's a massive key because I remember things growing up, and then when I got to my early teens, and I still got certain treatment from one of my parents. I mean, it weren't really, you know, it weren't. I mean, it were bad enough, um, you know. And then when I had kids, just like Porky said, then I taught them the opposite of that because I said to me mother one day, how come you do that, mum? How come you say that to me? How come on a Saturday morning you tell me to shut up even though I've not got out of bed yet and things like that. And I remembered all that growing up. And when I had kids myself, I mean, because I never got told of my parents, I love you, or anything like that, or any embrace, anything like that. Never got anything like that. Nothing, absolutely nothing like that. Didn't feel anything. So I thought, well, I'm going to make my children feel something, and I'm
Yeah,
not afraid. I'm not afraid to say I love you or anything like that. And
yeah,
I just think my parents found it hard to do that. But in my mind, they have to understand that I find that a bit hard.
mm,
It's like, how come? What? Why not? I mean, you know, and they found it hard, and it's something I needed, you know, and I needed that, and I knew I did, like naturally.
There's a lot of children need that, Dino, though, as well out there. There's still a lot of children that need that, where the parents don't give two shits. Let them just go out and run rampage around their estate, so they can spend time on their own. You know what I mean? If you get what I mean. And it's like me as well, Dino. Growing up as a kid on a council estate, my mum and dad split up when I was 5-year-old. Yeah, 5-year-old going on 4-year-old going on 5-year-old. They split up completely. My mother met a Scottish guy. He was with me till I was 15. But he was an animal. He was an animal. And to be quite honest, I got kicked out of my house at 15-year-old for something I didn't even do. He did it, and it all come out in the end just before my mum passed away, bless her. But she was too scared to stand up for me, sort of thing, because he was a bully. And you know what I mean? And I got kicked out, so then I had to fend for myself. Luckily enough, I went to one of my older brothers. He looked after me, sort of thing from there. But I felt as though all them years, because if my mum cuddled us, he didn't like that. So I never really got cuddled or anything, or you know what I mean? But she still loved me, if you know what I mean. I know she did. She still loved me, but she was scared. And that's life for you, brother, you know what I mean?
No, it is. You're right, mate. I mean, I know I was like just being a bit selfish and going back to myself a bit. I know I was loved, but I never felt it.
Yeah, I was the same.
I knew I was, because it's only natural for any. You'd have to be a freak out for be a parent who gives birth or anything not to have natural love, automatic love, because I think that comes with nature and natural things. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah, I agree.
But showing it and like physically, when I say physically, I mean literally just an arm around the shoulder, or a grab of the cheeks and a kiss, like that, or anything like that. No, never happened in my life. But underneath, I knew I was loved in their
100%.
way, not in the way I would want it, but in their way. I think they thought, well, they can't even say I love you, so I don't know what they thought of that feeling they got after I was born. But it must have been, we can call it love, but it could be a different thing. But I'm not afraid to say to any of my girls that I love you, because I do.
Yeah.
I mean what I say. You know what I mean? I'm not just saying it for, oh, I love you.
Yeah, I remember one time when I was about 12-year-old. I was really poorly. I wouldn't say really poorly. I think it was flu or something. I can't remember what it was. And my mum had given me my tea, like I think it was chicken soup or tomato soup, one or two. And I remember it. Me laid on the couch, laid on my mum's knee. She put a blanket over me, giving me all the cuddles sort of thing in front of the telly. My stepdad walks in. He went, "Get the fuck off there, you." He was Scottish. "Get off there, you." We were pissed up. He had his whiskies and that. Get to bed if you're fucking poorly. Get to bed if you're poorly. So I was enjoying. I felt better because I was with my mum. She made me feel better. So I goes upstairs in my room, and I could hear him shouting at her downstairs, you know, and like, so what's the problem, you know what I mean? But he was very controlling, and luckily my sister broke her away from, because my stepfather locked my mum on her 60th birthday. We all planned a 60th birthday for her, where we ordered the room, the catering, the DJ, and he cancelled everything. we run it past him and everything. He says we didn't get him involved in none of this shit, and he locked her up in the house for 2 days. And my sister brought my mum out. You know what I mean? I know, mate. I know. That's how much of a life upbringing I've been in, sort of thing. You know what I mean? He used to buy us Christmas presents at Christmas. He bought us a snooker table. I were like fucking 7-year-old, 8-year-old, and I couldn't reach it. But he said that's your main present. And then 2 weeks later, he'd go and sell it. He bought us motorbikes. When he'd run out of money, he'd go and fucking sell it on us behind our backs, and they were meant to be presents, you know, and things like that. We went through a lot as children. We went through a lot as a children.
Yeah, well, look at you now, mate.
Hey, do you know what, Dino? Look at me now, mate. I'm a skilled welder. I'm fully skilled. Yeah, I've got a beautiful family of my own, which I've been with my wife 23 years. Yeah, all my children I've got is with the same woman, and you know what? My children are so polite and respectful to anybody, and you know what? I feel proud as a father that I've done that, because bringing my generation up from me and change them the way I used to be, because I was in and out of prison. I was in and out of getting locked up and getting in trouble with police when I was younger. But these boys, they're on better careers than me now. They're heading up there. You know what I mean? They'll be on more money than me soon. So fair play to them. You know what I mean? Fair play to them, especially the country we live in now. You know, like I only popped in because of the government. I'm not a racist person or anything like that. I just want everybody to live equally and civilly, you know what I mean? And get on. That's end of fucking day. Simple as. That is it. Simple as. Sorry to bore you, Airwolf, mate.
Airwolf can go on all night, and he's had his bloody say tonight. But do you know what I mean? At the same time, I could listen to him all night. I really could. You know, the stuff he comes out with. He must have been looking into things. Sorry, I don't mean to put you in the back room. Let's talk about. But, you know, to come out with information and for him to come on my channel and sprout it out on my channel, that's an absolute honour to me.
I've listened to Airwolf before, and I've always liked Airwolf when he comments and talks and stuff like that. I do, yeah, 100%. Because you've not been on for a long time, Dino. So, but this is what I mean. It's just be careful what you're saying fucking out there, because I'm not being funny. I'm a family man. I go on holiday very soon with the family, you know what I mean? And I want to express my opinions and my feelings and stuff like that, but the computer says no, apparently, you know, you're not allowed to. So, you know what I mean? But I'm doing that for the simple fact of my children and the wife. And the good wife, you know what I mean? Because end of the day, I don't want to be locked up for making a stupid fucking comment, you know.
Well, Luke, you won't be, mate. It's got to be that strong. It'd be unbelievable. So
it is. If I'm not being funny, Dino, if they're locking children up for 2 and 10 years, it's fucking. It's on its ass, mate.
They have different rules for different people. You know that, Pokey. They can lock.
I know.
Why don't they lock some of their own up? But they'll lock that person up and lock that person up, but not that person up.
Well, they need to look more into government to lock people up, because most of them are fucking corrupt bastards as well. I'm going to say that.
Exactly.
But, you see what I mean? They're the ones that have started this. It's the government that have started it. Nobody else. None of citizens. No race, no colour, no skin colour have started this. It's the government that have started this. 100% fact.
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of their game, which is what they've been playing for years, and that's why we're in the position we're in, and they're in the position they're in.
Hence
So,
why I say all we can do is carry on looking after our families, keeping them safe.
well, you're right, mate, and I love the way you're prioritising things.
You've got to do. I had to tell my youngest boy, yeah, he's 13-year-old, my youngest now. I've had to tell him, be careful, right, on social media, because at that age they're into like Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 blah. If they see something funny, like, or like they don't understand anything, if they find it funny, yeah, they could just share that, yeah, and then it could end up with coppers at fucking door arresting him and getting 2 years in prison for it. Nah, you're not taking my boy for something that's come up on the internet and he shared it, because at the end of the day, then give me his sentence and put another sentence on me, because I don't want you taking my boy. He's only a fucking kid.
Did you see that YouTuber? It started getting into that Toby Robinson thing, and he's been locked up for it.
Yeah. See, and I'll put it out there now. I'm not a fan of Tommy Robinson or anything like that. He's got his own fight on his hands. You know what I mean? Where me personally, I'm looking more for my family that's in my house, under my roof. You know what I mean? I've got family outside my house, but family in my house is what I'm looking after.
See, you've got to be careful what you post on social media, because social media is there forever, really, because somebody can go back in 2-3 years' time, look through the profile and maybe see that comment and go back on it and report it. So you've got to be very careful what you're posting on social media.
It's not what you're just posting, it's what you say on a live stream now. It's what you're saying. You've got to be very, very careful, because I'm not being funny. I was pissed off the other day because the class people, because I take my children to go and watch the football. Yeah, I take to our local team to watch the football. It was out on the news that, I don't know if it was Channel 4 or The Sun, one of the two, or it might even be Sky, I can't remember. They turned around and said people who go watch football are classed as far right. And hang on, I do it as a family thing. I'm not far right. I don't go out there to cause riots or start fighting or something. I take my two sons to watch a game of football, have a father-son day, and enjoy the day. You know what I mean?
It's an easy tag. It's like when they call people racist, transphobes, and all the rest of it. It's an easy tag. They're trying to shut down any debate.
Yeah. And that's the government that's doing that. There's nobody else saying that. You know what I mean? Like I say, I've got Muslim neighbours who know I go and watch football and stuff. They don't turn around and say, you're far right, or you watch football, you're a hooligan. You know what I mean? They don't say that. And when I speak, did you watch the football? Was it a good game? Yeah, it was all right. We won or we lost. You know what I mean? As you do. It's a fucking government, and now the police are on this shit because of government rules. And I agree, this two-tier system sort of thing. How can I get it? Yeah, they're probably scared to be called racist and stuff like that, but everybody's got to be treated equally, 100%.
Well, see if they had the same energy across the board, they wouldn't be in this pickle. You've got that Labour councillor who basically made death threats effectively at one of those protest things. He's been remanded to September, so why has he not been dealt with so swiftly like the others been banged away? If the same energy.
Exactly. Well, there's 24-hour courts apparently, isn't there? So they're working 24 hours, so he should have been dealt with already.
And that's where the government and the police will find themselves in a sticky situation, because if that Labour councillor just gets let out in September, once he's remanded, people are going to say, well, hold on, he's made effectively death threats. If someone else on a lesser charge has done less than him, has been banged up, questions are then going to be asked into the consistency of the application of the law.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like they're taking your free speech away and stuff like that. And then I think it's a Section 10. You might know that, Dean, or more than me. A Section 10, something about free speech. You're willing to have free speech and opinions. That's not been took away with the law book. So
the Human Rights Act.
Yeah. The world's gone fucking crazy, man.
Yeah,
Gone crazy.
they taking it away, freedom of speech. They started on that game years ago, I'd say half a century ago, and it's built up to this now. You know,
Well,
where it's all make believe. Because I got sick of going to London. It cost me a load of money going to London and back.
I won't even go into London, me, you know. I won't even travel to London. I've been once and never again will I go into London. Never again.
I poke it. I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest in filming, and I was up there, not front line, but just I was up there and that, and it made after about 4 or 5 protests, and I thought, this is costing me fucking 200 quid a time. That's just coming down. If it weren't for independent free press, who put me up overnight, it's costing me a fucking bit. But I went down in good, in well-being, well thinking, like. And then, I'm glad I went, really, but not for that many times. But I sussed it out, that a protest will go nowhere,
Yeah. Well, this is what I mean with the protests. It's like the protesters that have gone on over this past time and stuff. Yeah, there's been violence and stuff like that. I'd go to a protest, but I wouldn't be violent or anything like that. You've got to make your voices heard. That's all it is.
That's all I've said, Porky. It's all
what I mean. You know what I mean. You've got to make your voices heard. Not throwing bricks, not burning shit. Tipping cars over, attacking the police. I'm not being funny. I've watched some videos on it and I've seen police provoke the protesters, and I've seen it and you can see it clear as fucking day because, hence, like I say, I've got clips of it, to be quite honest, of the police provoking, like, protesters, right? But, end of the day, we ain't going to win because the government, well, Keir Starmer, should I say, has put out there just the rest. And when they kettled them in London, they give them a kettle there. We put out that message, right? Fucking kettling and arrest a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's same thing every time though. No matter what protest it is for, against whatever, you're gonna get kettling in. You're gonna get mounted police on your big horses and things like that. You're gonna get all the show. The big show, you're going to get all that. But at the end of the day, you ain't going to win. You're going nowhere. I mean, if you think that's the biggest power going, a line of police with batons and shields, if that's the thing you're thinking, that's all I need to get through, then you're on fucking cuckoo land.
I'm just that
much power that they've got, you've no fucking chance.
Well, to be quite honest, I'm not being funny. You get a line of police officers, like say, in a kettle, right? And the kettle come from World War II, which was Germany that did it with their protesters over in Germany in World War II. That's where the British police have got it from, or our government have got it from. Yeah? The kettling, when they kettled them in with the protesters to not start another war. They kettled them in like that, and it worked for Germany, so they've done it here and it's worked for them. But you get an angry mob in that one line of police officers with riot shields. If you're all charged at one corner, you're most of you getting out, not all of you, but still, it ain't the point. End of the day, you shouldn't be fucking. Well, to be quite honest, it did upset me in London because there were a lot of protesters there that weren't causing any fucking shit, and they still got kettled in and arrested, which is wrong, just because they were there. You know what I mean? Just because they were there, they got arrested, and it weren't a riot. It was a peaceful protest, and like I say, it was them provoking the police and the police provoking them. You can see the police doing it
Yeah.
as well. They were on both sides.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's going to get heated in little corners and stuff like that. So just
Yeah.
short, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's,
Porky,
I'm not being funny at 10 Downing Street as well. It's a fucking ice curvy, so you don't fucking do it, do you? You know what I mean?
No. I mean, that kind of behaviour I saw at Bradford protest was it was a mixture, anti-vaccine and something else and all that. So city centre, there were a few things going on, and the police, you could, because I'm very observant and I'm looking round and I think, well, they're in place. There's that many there, they're in place. And
Yeah.
I just knew what we're going to kick off. And it was like there was arresting people and detaining people and writing out these Section 39s to people and things like that. And it must have gone on mainstream media. And I had this horse that far away from me, this woman mounted police, and I'm really throwing quite a bit of abuse at her. But she was just like that, full of makeup, looking pretty and all that. And I'm going, you know, you think you look pretty, you're an ugly bit, and all that.
Yeah, but this is what I mean.
I did see them take, let's call it, them taking advantage of you know, of what they can do compared to how we can react to it, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like I said, fair enough. Hands on me, I'm not a police fan. I'm not keen on the police at all. Right, SG's in. I'll let you introduce SG, mate.
SG's in, guys. Not seen him for a bit. Well, obviously, because I've not been on, but he's got a new avatar which I've not seen before.
Yeah, it's an AI made one.
Looks like a London taxi to me.
It is, but with a zombie in the middle of the
zombie. There's got to be a zombie in it.
Yeah.
If it's SG. Listen, mate, how are you doing?
Well, yeah, I'm doing okay, but this country isn't, is it?
No, is it full? It's gone SG, isn't it, mate?
Well,
it's gone, mate.
Literally, while I was waiting in the back there, I just went, what's this notification on Opera? And I'm like, armed police race to ongoing incident in Aberdeen. Something going on there. 6 people shot, including 3 children in Sheffield.
Yeah, listen, I heard that today.
Yeah, like what the hell? It's every damn day.
Yeah, but that priest in Ireland, he got shot. Army barracks priest. He wouldn't have stabbed. He got shot, didn't he? Stabbed, sorry, not shot.
Yeah, it's just it's so much of it though, isn't it? You can't ignore it.
No, but this is going to carry on now, SG. You'll see it getting worse and worse and worse.
If we allow it to keep going without doing anything.
Yeah, but SG, we can't do nothing now. We're silenced. We've got no free speech.
Yeah, well that's what I'm thinking, right? I've got a protest idea, yeah. Everyone who doesn't really adhere to these new rules which are being put in place about free speech and so forth, we should all go and hand ourselves in all at the same time. All of us. That will completely mess the whole system up.
Well, there's not they ain't going to house everybody, are they? You know what I mean? In the prisons or the cells or anything.
Yeah.
Good idea, actually.
That to a lot of people, and I know there's not a lot of people who are watching, but does that not sound plausible and realistic? Because that could happen. It really could happen. But it sounds so.
We're all going to be going there anyway, isn't it? So.
well, that's what I mean. That's what got me when who were it? What's he called? Not Sadiq Khan. The other one, Ricky.
Oh, Ricky. The one that went slit the throats and shit.
Yeah. he felt scared. He felt scared for him and his family of what the time's going on. And I'm like, that's when. Said, yeah. Said it. Yeah, I've got them mixed up, but
because of white hatred towards him.
Yeah,
people in his area.
End of the day, I live in Muslim communities around where I live, right? And I remember doing the live. I've took it down now because this is where you can't say nothing. I took it down because at the end of the day, I said, you feel scared. What about me and my family? I said, I feel scared for my fucking family. You know what I mean? I said, there's not just me, then there's other people out there who are scared for their family. Not just because you're a politician, you feel fucking scared. You've got more safety than what we have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It pissed me off. It really riled me, SG.
He is a piss-offable character, though, isn't he? You know, I mean, like, he will piss you off.
Yeah, but
like, he could stand there and he'd piss everyone off. And that's nothing to do with, like, what he is, where he's from, whatever he says. It's just that, like, he just has that look about him.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. How can he say that when there's actually fucking families out there? Like I'm working class, mate. Yeah, I worked all my fucking life to provide for my family. I pay my taxes and everything. What about fucking me who feels fucking scared, who has to try and protect my fucking family, my children?
Exactly. We can't protect everyone, can we, all the time?
No, like I said, I'll protect my family and family only. I said, but it's like I've said to my next door neighbour who's a Muslim, don't worry, I'm watching. If anything happens, I've got your back, sort of thing. You know what I mean? That's where we should all be fucking going with this. All as communities get together and fucking hit the government.
Yeah. Because I think we all know to a certain degree because we always moan about the same thing, like most of us, no matter what background. The pedigree Englishmen, the pedigree sort, they're the ones having them. We're the ones who were having them on. Why? There's loads of reasons why. So we're allowed that. We're allowed to moan about it and things like that. So we're allowed to say,
we're not allowed now, though.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we try this? Why don't we do that? Let's see how that goes. But we won't.
We're not allowed.
There's a lot of things stopping people, like the job, for one. Well, I don't want to lose my job because I won't have enough money to support like what I want or maybe what my family wants. So in other words, if you're in that situation,
it's your needs, isn't it?
You're kind of trapped. You are kind of trapped in a situation. You'd have to give something up and do it on your own to change things, I think. But
I agree with SG what he's saying about that. Just going on yourself fucking in. I said, well, I've got
to do it though en masse.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. End it fucking day. Yeah, I've got a different opinion than you. You might as well arrest me now. Simple as.
Yeah. I'd rather not. You have to waste loads of money trying to find me, money that I've paid.
You don't have to get the helicopters out. I'm here. You might as well arrest me now because I've got a totally different opinion to everything that's going on.
Yeah, you can either arrest me for what I've done before you made this new law, or now, or I can provide you with something right now, like 2-tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with that, SC. No, you've hit the nail on fucking head there. It's right because they won't be able to fucking process it. They won't be able to fucking put. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'd tell you to start fucking off from counter, wouldn't they? From the front desk. I'm telling you, right?
It'd be worse for them if they tried to process everyone at first as well.
Well, that'll be another thing, though, SG. Well, we can't process you just yet. Give us your name and your address, or you give us your details. Yeah. You'll be like, no, well, if you're not going to do it now, fuck off. You know what I mean?
Of course, you would have, implicated yourself as being a guilty somebody.
Well, there is that, but yeah. But like I said, it'd be a big strain on police force, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
You know
yes,
what
I
mean?
believe if there was enough people live streaming the fact that, you know, a protest amounts of people were turning up at the like headquarters and police stations to hand themselves in, that would not be able to be blocked from the television news and social media.
Well, if I ever did it, I won't give it to Sun. I won't give it to Star, Sky, Sly News. I won't give it to them. I won't give it to nobody. It'd be my personal shit.
They'll rip the video footage off the auditors, I imagine, like they have been doing with the...
I'll give it to anyone who fucking pays me a lot of money.
I fucking wouldn't. No,
you see, what they do, though, Dino, is they'll either use one little bit of it, that footage.
Yeah, then cut it out.
They won't use any of it because they don't want any of it. They just don't want you putting it out because it goes against what they say.
Yeah, they think they want the praise for it.
Anyway, I've had journalists from local newspapers. Can we use your clip out your certain video for that, whatever it were, and that, and I've put back in the email, but what do I get out of it? And I got back just a mention about your channel. I got nothing back off it. I thought, there you go, you've got some fucking free, it was shit fucking coverage anyway, but I mean, they got it for fuck all.
It's
they didn't have to send somebody out who's getting paid so much a week, fuel, all the rest of it, expenses.
Yeah.
They just say thanks if they did that.
Yeah.
I just can't believe what pisses me off the most of cut pensioners' fucking fuel scheme.
Oh my God. A year ago, Keir Starmer was saying to the government, that Rishi Sunak, that he couldn't do that. Shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've seen the video.
And then within a year, he's done it himself after getting into power. Like, what the fuck is that about? Sorry, he should be struck off that.
Yeah, there's two things. There's not just that one. There's two things. It were about free speech. It were about free speech.
Offence that he's doing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why he's fucked off to North Korea. He's in North Korea now, right? He's caused all this shit. He's in there just fucking laughing it up. Well, no, I wouldn't say laughing. I bet he's shitting his pants because he's got to come back to the UK.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I'm not being funny. It's like
it's not me breeding hate, by the way, or making threats.
No.
For posterity.
Yeah. No, but this is what I'm saying. He's got to come and face all this now, and when he gets back to the UK, he's got to face all this of the British public, hasn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like there may be trouble ahead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. And it's like I said, that there were a 13-year-old boy who got 2 years in prison. And I don't condone the riots, the violence in the riots.
What the hell do you know?
Yeah. And then you've got a 15-year who's going to get a 10-year prison sentence. Fair enough, he might have fucking petrol bombed and shit like that, which I understand. Yeah, fair fucking play.
I was an idiot till I was 30 at least.
Oh, I think I fucking grew up about 21 when my wife was pregnant. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean?
I was beginning to wake up then.
Yeah, but
he always goes on about his family pork. He does. That's it. At the time, that's all he goes on about.
I'll tell you what, it's a good thing to go on about right now.
To hear real priorities.
Family. I'm a family man. That's what I am. I'm a family man.
We can't have fucking tell.
I bet you've been worried about the next generation that doesn't even exist yet as well.
Well, what kind of world do you know what? You're right, SG. I've been welding away at work. I've been TIG welding away at work and a big job, and it's been running through my head. Yeah, and I'm going. My kids' children are gonna have an even bigger battle on the fucking hands. You know what I mean? If this is going on now, it's only going to get worse. You know what I mean?
Worth us sacrificing our freedoms. in a way.
Well,
you know?
my grandfather sacrificed his freedom for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
I do the same.
You know, I've got 3 daughters, and 2 of them are now over 30. The youngest one from a different mother. That's a different. She's definitely a different person. But my eldest 2, I did say to them early doors, probably young teens. I said to them, listen, it's up to you. And I've never told any one of my kids what to do. You need to do this. You need to do that. I've never done that.
I haven't really, to be quite
I've
honest.
always
Let them
asked
live life.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? If I disagree or think it's not the right thing, I will say, Luke, no, whatever. Or, hey, yeah, that's a great idea. But I said, listen, it's only my advice, because I'm not what do you call it, you can see in the future, one of them people. But the thing is, some of us, and you 2 know what I'm talking about, is we can see into the future, and it's not a special gift. It's just using logic, experience, and time of what we've been through, and how we can see things, how they move, what goes on, what's going on.
Yeah, what's
Because
going on?
unless we know what's going on, we're not going to know what's going on in the future. And I said to them, if I were you, I wouldn't have any kids.
Yeah, to be quite honest, though,
the future, right? They've got fucking no chance.
Yeah, no chance.
So you know, and I said, but
that.
it's up to you. You know, it's up to you. Now, one of them has, and I've got 2 granddaughters out of her, and the other 2 haven't. And the middle one, my middle one, has said to me, Dad, thank you. I know what you're on about.
Yeah, same. But it's like with me, though. Me growing up, I've never been a political person, never into politics or anything like that. I'm not like, oh yeah, you know, like when it comes to voting day and shit like that. Oh, fucking vote this one, vote that. I've never been into that. I just want to crack on with my fucking life, make the country fucking great, you know, for everybody to fucking live in, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
all this fucking kicks up before all this. Well, as the first time I started voting was Brexit. I did Brexit one.
I can't stand the thought of a young child, because I love children. I think they're absolutely brilliant.
Right, bear with me. I'm just going to nip to Lou. 1 minute, Dino. Nip to Lou.
No worries, pal. I just want to say it'd be unfair to, it's a paradox, really, because you've got a mother, a female, who's going to, at some point in their life, are going to feel broody, whatever the thing is.
More than likely, the large percentage are, yeah.
For having, they want to have a kid, you know, and they feel they must get this feeling, like, you know. So it must be hard for them to be, I would say, asked and told at the same time, actually. I wouldn't if I were you, because I can see what's coming, like, and that you know, there's no special in saying that, you know. I wouldn't blame you if you did. I mean, if you did, I wouldn't blame you, and I'd welcome it. But I just think the best choice, and it must be hard, being a female, being ready for motherhood. It must be hard to be told the best thing that you could do is not have a child. So that must be hard for someone to be told that. But I was only being honest and to be fair, SG, realistic about it. Because I mean, look at it. I mean,
I know exactly what you're saying, Dino, and like I say, I've been on that page the majority of my life, but I did hear something a while ago, and it's very hard to argue with, because I know there's so much on the side of what you're saying there, yeah, but equally, I believe equally, the other side has its same arguments. You could say all of those arguments would be a reason to have more children, because the more people there are, eventually can overthrow a system within the
right. But that depends on how they're educated from that early age and who's
Nothing ever lasts. No prison ever lasts forever.
They can't know it straight away.
Even a prison that has wiped all the history of the planet eventually would fall if the numbers were there.
Yeah, but it comes to the class of the Brigade 101 that went back in Germany. What the police did, didn't it? It's.
Do you see what I mean there, Dino? It's a very difficult argument when you throw that in there, and I'm still playing with it. It's very difficult for me to just say anymore. It's, you know, you shouldn't have kids, because I think
I'm trying to figure it out whether I'm not saying whether it would be the right thing or the wrong thing, because that's for me out the window, right and wrong.
Well, would it matter if we didn't have any children anymore tomorrow for a prison? It wouldn't matter for too long, would it? Because there wouldn't be anyone else left after that, after we all died. So
I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's like we would all die or anything like that. Because you'll always get...
if tomorrow nobody had children ever again, no more children were born. We'd only
we need to have children.
Yeah,
you know what
so
I mean?
I get what you're saying, but you're not going to be able to stop any urge, like a drug addict, something like that. You're going to get a sex addict, and eventually you will get pregnant and things like that. And it's so massive that there's no chance of wiping ourselves out. I don't believe that, because females are far more powerful than males.
Well, have you heard about Spermageddon?
What?
Spermageddon. It's like Armageddon, but Spermageddon.
No.
Where the decline in births is going to cause the destruction of the human race.
No,
it's already happening, supposedly. You know. You ever seen a movie called Children of Men, based on?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
See, I don't watch films, me. I'm not a film person, me.
No, neither am I, Porky. I don't even have a TV. It's very rare. Just like watching a bit of sport from now and again. That cricket competition has been absolutely brilliant. That 100.
I just put you
in the eliminators over this weekend. The finals on Sunday, and I can't wait.
I just put YouTube on me. Just watch, like lives, real shit that's going on in the world, not fucking news.
I know what you're saying.
I put that stuff on. I go and watch the football with my boys, go to work, put food on the table, and that's me. I'm happy. As long as my
does that mean that cook can come in house?
Who's that?
You. Are you main cook in house?
Maybe.
Yeah, you are. Yes, he is. He can do the perfect roast potato.
Oh, I.
I can
Oh,
tell
aye,
you
well,
that right
Oh,
now.
don't you love roast potato with the right gravy?
Hey, do you know what? My
Oh.
wife, she's laid right at the side of me. Hey, do you know what? She does the best roast potato. When I do them, they're not as good as hers, mate. But I do like
You're
mine.
only being how nice is Porky. He's always
What about
doing-
Yorkshire pudding?
Yorkshire. Oh no, I don't go on there. I don't even know how to do a fucking fresh Yorkshire pudding. She can do them though. She can do them, and when they come out of the oven, they're like fucking. You know, like you get them big Yorkshire puddings. They're bigger than that. They're massive. She's a cracker, is my wife.
Like
You know
a
why?
round
That's why I
loaf of
married
bread.
her.
See, he's still going on about his family, isn't he?
I do know. Do you know what? Because I love my family, and do you know what?
Yeah,
Nobody will
what I'm
fucking
bringing
hurt
up.
them. No one will hurt my family while I'm here. If I'm gone, then I'm gonna feel fucking lost. You know what I mean? I can't protect nobody.
I was bringing that up in jest, Porky.
I know you were. I know you were, Dino. I know, mate. Don't worry.
Just
Don't worry.
saying, if he keeps bringing his bloody family up, I'm
I
trying to
fucking
get
love 'em.
across to people.
I'm wondering
if you
how many
haven't
other people
already,
though are worried like that.
This guy absolutely loves his family, and he puts that first before anything.
The first before me, mate. First before me.
There you go. And do you know what? He's telling the truth as well. So you
Comes
can
from the
believe
heart,
what you
brother.
want. But anyway, that's Porky for us. SG, different kettle of fish. Oh, he's come on screen.
He's got the crinkle background.
Yeah,
I've got the crinkle background on it. Yeah, that's the old crinkle background, isn't it?
I'm surprised he's not come on. Actually, well, at least.
Oh God, no! Don't. I wish I'd.
Yeah, don't say it 3 times. He'll be fucking up. He's our crinkle, won't he?
Oh, do you know what? I feel
it's
sorry
3 times
for him,
now, isn't
to
it?
be honest.
I will show you what I'm going to show you then. None. There we go. Let's do it that way. There you go. Look, ready for football tomorrow.
Why? Who's playing tomorrow?
Rochdale, up the dale, down the ale.
Who are they playing against, though, folks?
Dagenham and Redbridge. Let's have it.
Is that just a league match, or?
It's national division, yeah. It's not league.
Yeah,
national.
just a league match. It's a new season now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we won our first one, so we're third in the league at the minute. So we'll beat Dagenham tomorrow. Booyah!
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Can I ask something? You remember this new stuff that came out, and the blah blah blah. When the first shit was going on just recently, do you remember the news channel saying hooligans to begin with?
Yeah.
Well, hooligans have been doing it, and then they changed it to thugs and far right.
Yeah, well, this is what pissed me off, SJ. I was saying this to Dino before, right? It come out on the news. I don't know if it was Sly News, if it was the Sun newspaper or Channel 4. One of them said it, that people who go and watch the football are classed as far right. I go and take my children, as a family day out to watch the football. Does that mean me and my children are far right because we go and watch football?
Well, if let's just say that is the case then, because it does seem to be the case now, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not though, is it though? Because I don't bring me or my children up to be going out there causing shit. You know what I mean?
But we're all being tarred with the same brush, aren't we?
Well, exactly, mate. I'm not being funny. If you piss into
all of the fans of football in Britain, that would be a mistake.
But that's what I mean. You piss into the wind, you're going to be classed as far right, aren't you? You know what I mean?
But it's a mistake because let's say all those fans don't go to the football.
Well, I'm not being funny. I'm a football fan. I take my children, right? And all these processes that have gone on that's been near me, have I turned up once? No, I haven't. So why am I fucking far right? There you go.
I know. I agree. Absolutely.
You see what I mean, SG?
Yeah, this is part of the problem the media have caused and the government have caused.
The media are the big fucking stirrer of the fucking pot, mate.
Yeah, but you know who's got their hand up their arse?
Yeah, the government.
Yeah.
There you go. This is what I'm saying. We ain't gonna fucking win, are we? But I'm pissed off. I'm really pissed off. Me, I got to get a court case set me. I won't get court cases to class my, because they class my children as far right when they're fucking not.
Yeah, it's not right.
You're not going to win. You know that, mate.
I'll try and push it. I'll try it.
The way you want them. I'm not
I'll
saying hold them in your own image. I'm just saying, as I know you will, mate. Just lots of love, really. And
I'll push them.
Advice and things like that. Never tell them what to do.
No. Do you know what? No, because I feel disgusted that they've classed my children as far right. A 13-year-old boy, a 21-year-old, and me as far right.
Ask them what you class yourself as.
Me.
Ask them. Ask them what.
Yeah, ask them what
yourself as.
I'm just a working class bloke, mate. I'm not middle class, lower class. I don't class myself as anyone bigger or lower. Everybody's a person.
I think you'll find it all right
themselves as.
Oh, yes, to ask them instead of them telling you what you are. You got to ask them what they are.
Well, when the police are there tomorrow, they obviously speak to you when you go into the ground. You're all right, and I'll just say no comment because I've never liked police, SG. I've never liked the police anyway. You know what I mean? I'll just say no comment and walk fucking past them. I don't want to fucking engage with them. I don't want to know them.
I don't have to. I don't have to speak.
Yeah. But that's just me because I've hated the police since the day I was fucking like 17. You know what I mean? That's just me because I've never trusted them anyway. I'm not into riots and stuff like that. Never really have been. You know what I mean? It doesn't achieve nothing. I don't get it. You know what I mean? It doesn't achieve nothing. Voice is more louder. Just voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember going as a kid to the football. I didn't go to many football matches. Well, probably after this, really, because like there was a copper there who picked me out to decide that I was up to no good. Because I was picking up the coins that were being chucked at our side from the other side.
And you were picking up, so you thought you might have been throwing them back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like the
I remember we had our local derby, SG. A flare come over from the opposite side. It hit me fucking leg, and I picked it up and held it up in the air. I got grabbed by stewards. They pulled the flare out. I said, "I've just picked it up, you dick." They fucking threw it, and then like the police. Yeah, the police were recording me on the camcorder. I got my phone out and I said, "Well, you're recording me. I'm recording you. You're recording me. They're the ones that fucking threw it, not fucking me." But did they listen? Did they fuck?
Yeah.
and then that opposite team then the pitch invaded and everything.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what's your fucking? That was the actual chief constable.
I do admit there's a certain tribal, like atmosphere at the football, isn't there? Sometimes.
There's a different atmosphere. It's football, isn't it? It's totally different. Once you come out with once you come out with the ground, though, it's totally different. The atmosphere changes.
Yeah, unless you've got specific intentions. And that's a very small amount of people within the football community, right?
Of course it is. Of course it is. And I don't come out with me. I'll shout for my team. I'll sing for my team.
And
you know what I mean?
Would we be saying that they've used those people as the far right and tagged and tarred all of us, anyone with the same brush?
Well, it's wrong, isn't it? Tarnishing everyone with the same brush. You can't do that.
The trouble is with football is, most of it today, just like any sport, it's changed because of LGBT and things like that. So it's all changed.
Do you know what I'm going to do, me? Right? You'll laugh at this, SG. You'll laugh your fucking head off at this, right? Rochdale football police officers. They have a charity thing where they actually play each other, sort of thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go down and record it. I'm gonna call the police team far fucking right. Watch.
Make sure you do that.
I am. Next time it fucking happens, I'm going to call them far right.
Fucking up on your channel.
What about there's a two-tier flipping defense. There's a two-tier midfield. There's a two-tier attack.
Yeah, we've got a two-tier goalkeeper there. Yeah, no one's going to score in that fucker because if it goes in, he'll say, nah. Starmer says no.
I think he's like these other two-tier things getting paid for losing, eh?
Yeah. But this is what I mean. See, I'll do that, Dino.
Right,
there you go. I'll
make
fucking do
it.
Watch no, because what's going on? Like I said, I'm going to get my holiday out of the way. I want to get on holiday, relax with the kids and that and the missus, and then come back and then I can start. I'll start that and I'll say, right, there you go.
Yeah,
you fucking far right, yous lot. You football fucking fans.
Peaceful protest, I suppose. Is that?
Well, it is. It will be peaceful because I'm not an angry person anyway. Only when it comes to it, like I said to Dino, if it comes to me, then I'll go at them. But other than that, I'm peaceful. You know what I mean?
Mm.
We do know what you mean, Porky. You've been on here a few times, and loads of people who've been in this chat know what you're about. So,
yes, everyone knows what I'm about.
We know that. We know what Porky's about. SG's been around for a long time. So,
I've known SG for a long time.
Anyone who's come in, thank you very much indeed. Didn't really expect it. A few names what I've not heard before, but thank you very much. I was really scared of coming back on tonight because it's been a while and I've not been very well. But I
bet you're happy now, though, Dino. No, you've had a good live stream. By the looks of it, mate.
Yeah, it's not been too bad. So I just thought I'd test the water and.
There you go, mate.
You know, I'm still not 100%.
Big up LT in the chat there. Porky is a grand lad. He knows
LT still. Listen, I know LT in person.
Oh, do you know him in person? Yeah.
Yeah, I do. But LT was when I first started out doing lives. LT used to come in all the time. One of the first ones in, it's like, "How you doing, Al?" and all that. You know, I get formalities over with and things like that. Next thing, I'm walking through Lee, a town near me. I've just finished doing Lee Police Station. And all I heard was Dino. And I turned around and it were Al. Sat in his fucking car. So I've known him since that day. It must be a couple of years now. So, yeah, I've known Al for a couple of years. He spotted me. So he made me feel famous that day, just for a few minutes.
LT's a good lad.
Touch and he's an absolute angel of a guy. One of them, Porky SG, one of them genuinely, sincerely would do anything for you.
Of course he would.
If he's on his last legs, he'll still go out and do something for you if you needed it.
Well, exactly. You've met him in person. That's what I'm saying. I've never met him in person, But end of the day, every time I've been in chat or anything, LT's always said, "Hiya, Porky, how you doing, Porky? All right." You know what I mean? He's always wished me good luck and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Big respect for LT, brother. You know what I mean?
You won't believe how sound he is, like down to earth. You know what I mean? Which is like what we are, and it's the nicest company to be in. To be honest, down to earth and right or wrong, whatever. If we pull each other up in a gentle way, which I think it would be with people who are respectful to each other, and then move on from there. And move on and gain knowledge from each other and things like that, and keep it happy and keep it, you know, within
This sounds like a
law.
letter to the Prime Minister.
You fucked up without that, you know what I mean? So
I'll see grand, mate. Grand. He's a grand lad.
You know,
he just called me a grand lad, so I'll tee straight back at you, brother.
Hey, I've been recognised loads of times, me, on the street. People have asked me for selfies and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is, and you know, always felt a bit embarrassed and things like that. You know.
That's what makes me smile, right? And I've got a smile on my fucking face until I get my teeth in. Once I get my teeth in, yeah. When LT put that Porky is a grand lad, you know what, LT, you made my fucking night, brother. Big respect to you, mate. Hope you and your family are good.
It's comments that like that, and you know, some people might not think it means anything to somebody who gets told something like that, but it actually really. It does kind of help inside, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah.
It does. I'll go to bed now, and in my head I'll be like, LT said, you're a grand lad, and you know that's what I like. I like to people think that I'm a good guy. You know what I mean? I'm a decent person.
Yeah.
The way I think of it is, if I see something like that, I'm like, well, at least somebody does, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But more of that in this community than anywhere in life, you know.
It's like I think we've always deserved it, you know, people like ourselves, and you know, we've not changed. We you know, we've just gone through the motions, and it changed with time, and kept up with it and things like that, and kind of know what's going on, but. I think that's a bit boring, so I may as well look behind the curtain and see what's going on there, which is more exciting. And then, you know, you come in touch with people who do the same thing, try and look behind the curtain and things like that. It becomes amazing, really, when you get chances like this to actually speak to people. Although we can't be here together, you know, which would be nice.
Well, virtually we are.
At least, I don't know. There's no right words for it, but at least we're on the same level. At least we know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We're on the same.
We're on the same page, aren't we, Dino? We're on the same page.
Same page, things like that. And it's
paragraph.
Brilliant on you.
No one's fucked off. No one's pissed off on chapter.
You know, it's just so good. It's like we've gained knowledge even before we know it. I mean, tomorrow morning when we wake up or whatever, some of that will just come across, and it's like, fuck me, yeah. And we've already learned stuff tonight, and tomorrow we'll wake up to more and things like that. And this is why I think things like this should carry on, not in such a really serious way, but like when Airwolf comes on. He just speaks his mind and says what he feels and tells us what he knows and things like that, and that's him. He's done. He's sound, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just saying we've all got our different things, and it's like, how do you conglomerate?
Well, we're all different people. We all deal with things in different ways and stuff like that. But end of the day, we can always talk about it and we can help each other, and that's the goodness of our hearts. And as people, as human beings, that's what we do.
Talking about it helps, else we wouldn't be here.
Exactly, man.
I mean, you know, it's a lot better to talk than not.
I find it better talking to people I don't know, sort of thing, you know, who I've never met before, because
you know, I've been able to walk up to people or like just turn and speak to somebody in some, like, you know, I don't know, public transport situation, you know, I don't know, fucking train station, you know, just turn it up to someone and say some zany conspiracy theory thing, and somebody actually goes, "You're right."
Yeah.
Whereas I've said those zany things to like 100% of my friends, and you know, 90% of them or 95% of them were like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
You know, but
I
like,
know what you mean, actually.
people are somewhat more open, aren't they, with their replies? If they
Of
don't
course,
know you,
man.
they feel safer.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's strange, you know. It's like when I have a problem or anything like that, sometimes I can turn to the wife and she'll help me. I know damn for a fact 100% she'll help me. But, you know, when you talk about that problem, when it's something, you know, like, well, not serious or you think it's serious, you talk to a stranger, it's totally different.
Yeah.
You don't get that same, you know, all you get is the advice that they can give you, but it's good advice, you know what I mean? Where a wife or a son just get them fucking doctors. Or,
yeah, it's either you've been there or if you've been there, then you know the crack and be a different language compared to someone who's not been there, but they can kind of empathise with what you're going through.
Yeah. Well, it's like me, Dino. I'm having all my teeth out, man. I've got false teeth and everything, man. Ready and waiting to be put in. I'm shitting my pants. My wife keeps saying, "No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry, you'll be fine." But when I speak to somebody else about it, and they'll go like, "Go on, do it. It's for the best. You need it." You know what I mean? It's a different altercation.
Luke, I've got dentures. All these here are false teeth.
I'm doing top and bottom everything, me, Dino. Top and bottom everything.
They're false, right? And if you can't tell that, I don't know what's wrong with you. They're false teeth.
No,
right?
I'm worried about if I get on with them, Dino. If you know, like if I don't get on with them because I'm top and bottom, I'm having everything ripped out.
Do it all, and I promise you, Porky. Honestly, I promise you.
Can you eat proper, Dino, with them though? Like
a couple of months, but you'll feel right with it.
Yeah, but can you eat properly though with them though? This is what like as soon as
well, not properly. I wouldn't say properly.
No, not properly, but you can eat certain things that like
yeah, you can fucking crunch away, man.
I was gonna get one of those meat tenderizers, little like metal hammer. I was gonna get one of those to like mash up my food so that I don't have to worry about it, because I don't like dentists myself. So you know.
I'll show you my false teeth 1 minute, Dino.
And no good teeth.
I'm just waiting for operation, Dino. I'll show you my fucking teeth. I've had them all prepared and that.
Well, get them all back. It don't matter. Get them all back, and if they're secure and you feel comfortable with eating and shit like that, then leave them there.
All I want though, Dino, is my smile back, because even though you've seen me on live streams and shit, I don't smile properly. You know, like I used to when I had teeth.
Is that because you're hiding the fact that you've got no teeth in that place?
I've got a calcium deficiency where it's rotting the teeth from the inside out. Yeah, so I remember they said to me by the time I was 30, I'd have no teeth. One of my sons has got it in his ankles, like he's got cysts and stuff. I've got cysts in my mouth. But you ready for this? These are my impressions. Why is my camera not working? 1 minute. Let me turn my camera on. But yeah, I pay for these myself and that. But I've got to wait for my pre-op now and my operation.
Go on.
Nice.
You know what I mean? They're not turkey teeth, you know what I mean? But it's top and bottom. Am I going to be able? Dino, am I going to be able to fucking eat properly with them, because I can't eat?
Yeah, of course you are. Are you having them in?
the fit. Well, not fixed, but I've got to push them in like dentures, sort of thing.
Right, so they're not implants. They're not nothing like that. Screwed
No,
in.
they're just pushing dentures.
Right, I get you with plasticine, and then
I don't know. Yeah.
and then push you in.
Yeah, that's
well. For me, for one, first bit is depends on dentist. You know, normally you
aren't they all
get
foreign, the dentists?
Things like that. I mean, the top work a lot better than the bottom. So if you get a full bottom, and you get your chewing teeth back, because
that's what I've got.
You'll not have any more wisdom teeth problem.
No, I don't have them anyway. I've got 16 teeth in my mouth now at the minute. 16 teeth. I've already had 9 ripped out at the back. You know, like this were like 10 years ago. I had 9 ripped out at the back, but because of like the calcium deficiency, the rest are all starting to go now. So I said, rip them all out. So I don't have to go through abscess or pain.
Yeah.
They weren't happy with it when I said rip them all out, because obviously the dentist now ain't making much money, are they? But I've got my pre-op and then the operation now coming. I've had my impressions done for my teeth. So once they rip them all out, will I be able to fucking just like chomp on a burger with them? I don't know.
Yeah, anything sort of. Well, you go after at the beginning. You just got to leave things for a while.
Yeah, you've got to let it all.
So yeah,
like, in and
mostly
stuff.
like liquid milkshakes, like soft.
Yeah. I'm just worried about
whatever. Let them settle in.
Yeah, I'm just worried now though. Like I won't get on with them teeth, and I can't eat. You know what I mean?
No, you will. You will eventually. Folks, honestly, you'll get used to it.
Will I be able to eat peanuts?
No.
No, I'm bastard. I'm good. I'm missing my fruit and nuts. You know them bags of fruit and nuts you get in Aldi or Lidl. I could eat 3 bags a night of them before my teeth
you might
started
be able
going.
to, but if you're going to eat loads of it,
what I could eat a few of them.
You go halfway, because you'll know the right time. You will know when it's settled in and it feels like real. It's like normal again. You will, honestly, you will get that day.
What will it feel like as though I've got my teeth in my mouth, you know, like as normal?
Yeah, it will one day, and it's more powerful than you might think now, because you've not had it done.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. That's what I'm scared of, Dino. You know what I mean? Where I don't get on with them. I don't want to look as though I look like
who gives a fuck, mate? I don't. Look, they won't make you up to look like some kind of fucking horse's gob. You know?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. That's what I'm scared of.
You know,
for the coloration of what you want on your teeth. Do you want?
I told them no turkey teeth. I don't want turkey teeth, so I went for the original colour.
And it'll become, honestly, I promise you, folks, right? It will feel normal, but you'll get that feeling of it's not. But at the most of the time, because you're not thinking about, oh, I've got all these things in my mouth now, because you won't be thinking about that. You won't be thinking about, anything else, like I'm going to go for something to eat or anything like that. It'll just become normal again, and I promise you that. I'll guarantee you that it really will. You'll get the odd, like, because the faults, whatever you might think, but it will become mostly normal again.
Well, that's what I mean. These dentures have cost me a lot of money. Obviously, I work and shit like that. You know what I mean? It cost me a lot of fucking money to get them made and the impressions done and everything.
It ain't cheap.
That's all sorted. So it's now the pre-op and then the operation. You know what I mean? But when I wake up and come round and like I want, you know, like say soup and shit like that or whatever, they'll be in my mouth because they told me they'll be in my mouth. Like it's going to all feel weird to me, alienated, as I say. It's all going to be alienated, isn't it?
It always does, though, doesn't it? One change in your mouth. Just one.
You know what I mean? But but from going from having 9 teeth out to 16,
your voice
ripping all them out and putting the full set in, it's going to feel weird having a full fucking set of teeth in.
Your voice will sound different in your own head, in fact, because a lot of your voice is determined by the shape of your mouth and teeth.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. The shape of the mouth changes on the bottom jaw. You know, like I might have to have impressions done again on the bottom jaw to change the bottom jaw because it shrinks. Apparently, I don't know.
You might come back on and you'll be like, "Hello."
Oh fucking no! I'm not. I've never been I've never been a squeaky cunt. You know what I mean? I've always had a bit of it. I've always had the middle deep voice. You know what I mean?
I was gonna go hello, but then I went no. Actually,
you never know. I might sound like fucking Phil Mitchell or something. You know what I mean?
Phil.
All right, Phil. How are you doing, Shan? I might have a different fucking accent. You never know. I'm a man.
Listen, folks, right? As long as they can function, and at some point it'll feel like normal, like it used to be before.
That's what I hope so, because I don't want to. Because I'm eating all right now.
I'll guarantee it. I'll guarantee it right now.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I'm eating all right now. I can eat steak and everything now with the teeth I've got. That you know what I mean? Yeah. But once they're all pulled out, if I can't, then I ain't going to fucking enjoy any fucking food, am I?
What do you mean if they can't?
But, you know, like once they're in and I can't, like, get used to them, I ain't going to enjoy any food. I'm going to be all mushed up.
It's a case you'll have to do. You'll have to get used to them. And once you do, it'll start working out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've got to get used to them. This is what I mean. I go on holiday in September, right? And obviously my operation ain't going to be till after September. So I want to get my holiday, relax, come back, have it done, and then I've got time to get used to them. Then you know what I mean?
Right, I get you, mate. I get you totally. Thank you.
You see what I mean?
I'm sure you'll find a bunch of things that you can enjoy, even without any teeth.
Like what though? It's almost up like mash or
mash.
Well,
yeah. But I've been eating mash for years. You know, I want to like jump. You know, like
good
juicy cheeseburger and just bite into it.
You want dirty mash? You want stuff mixed in with the mash?
Yeah, butter, please.
Like the rest of the meal. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I don't want it all blended up and shit like that. That's not for me. I don't want that.
I tell you what, I was told by a guy. He was trying to lose weight and he had his teeth wired, and he said he blended a Sunday dinner.
Oh yeah, I know.
Worst thing he ever did, he said, but he had to drink it. You know, because it was a Sunday dinner and it had been made for him. Worst thing he tried to eat at all. He nearly.
I've had a couple of friends that are the jaws wired and they've had to drink it through a fucking straw and shit like that. Sunday dinners and stuff like that. They didn't enjoy it neither. That's what I mean. I'm going to lose my chew. Am I going to lose my chew? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
What do you mean?
If I lose my chew, so I can't chew anything because I'm going to miss chewing.
No, I don't think you will. I mean, they're not there for no purpose. I mean, they do work.
I know they're a lot better these days than they are fucking like saying as 80s, 70s. You know what I mean? They're a lot better dentures.
Like, will smoking be easy?
Smoking
Well,
what?
Anything?
I only smoke cigarettes, but
No, it'll become normal in a not in the correct way. But
I've just got to get used to it.
You got to learn it all again.
You will do, Pokes. Honestly, you will, and then it'll get to and then you'll forget about it feeling different and things like that. It'll just become
hopefully.
normal again, but in a different way.
Fingers crossed, Dino. I do. I hope I get used to it because, like I say, if I don't get used to them, then I'm just going to be looking like a cow's arsehole.
You're a natural person, and you will let things happen the way it's meant to happen. So you'll be all right. Honestly, mate, you will. I'll guarantee it.
Yes, she's giggling his fucking head off here. I've set SG off now.
Sorry.
No, you know what I'm saying, SG, though, innit?
That's the first time I've heard him fucking laugh properly. He's even coughing.
I make every fucking laugh.
That was brilliant. You know
what I mean? You don't want to make looking like a cow's arsehole.
That's it. You've made the show.
It is.
Well, nobody wants to look like a cow's arsehole. It's a bad
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? If I don't get on with them, I'm going to look like a cow's arsehole all my fucking life. I've got to go in work looking like a cow's arsehole with no fucking teeth.
You can learn gurning.
Fuck gurning, man. Fucking hell.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
You're fucking on your head, Jesus.
You'll look like one of those if you don't clean your teeth.
Well, I ain't got fucking no teeth, but I look like a cow's arsehole. How's
that? Guys, anyone who's coming, thanks very much.
Anyway, guys, nice one, Dino. I'm going to jump off now anyway. Nice
so am I, actually. I'm very, very tired, so...
Yeah, I'm going to jump off anyway because I've got football tomorrow with boys and that. And
all right, no worries.
All right, cheers for letting me on, Dino. SG, you take care, my brother.
You too, no worries, Bucky. Cheers.
All right, don't you be thinking of me looking like a cow's arsehole now, will you?
I'm thinking about a few other people, maybe.
All right, mates. Have a great weekend, guys.
You're always welcome on, and thanks very much indeed for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
No worries, mate. No worries. You know I'm a good lad. You know I am.
Of course I do, mate. Right, he's gone straight away. So, are you the hell? Do I kick SG off now?
What do you mean? I can leave easily. No worries.
Stop trying to be fucking.
Make it awkward.
Right, I'm all good, but I'm very tired. But SG is an insomniac, and the trouble I have with this fella is I've got to carry on for an extra 2 or 3 hours with him.
But you don't have to, of course.
No, not tonight.
So now you're making it something. I don't
know. No, not tonight. But we'll do it another night.
Yeah,
listen, you guys who are listening, it's not what you think. So listen, I just want to say, and I really do need to get some sleep, SG. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's come in and made your comments and things like that. There's a few people who come in at the beginning who it was a surprise to me because I've not been on for a long time, and that was nice to see. And then I've had not many guests on, but brilliant guests on. You know, SG, bit of a surprise. Airwolf, bit of a surprise. In fact, Porky, yeah, all a bit of surprise really. But I'm just glad I had the company because I didn't know what to expect tonight. So I think there were a decent crowd in.
LT night and hello and night and everything. I was going to put a message in the chat, but of course I'm still blocked. Sorry, Dino.
You're still blocked.
Yeah. And I tried earlier on, and then I was doing some things, and then I thought
You won't believe it. I mean, the stuff I could say.
I know it's like I wasn't, I wasn't going to mention it other than the fact that I was going to put a message in there. Then.
Right.
So, I'm not bringing the whole thing up. Don't worry.
I'll have to sort that out because I honestly I don't touch anything. I really don't.
We know that, and I know you're gonna have to.
So yeah, there's someone who's really
speaking for a lot of
interested
people
in
out
me.
there.
And they probably fancy me as well, but yeah, you're not getting your dick up my ass. Whoever you are, and I've got a good fucking idea who you are. Right, so that is it. I'm so glad I've actually come back and had a chat with you. I've been finding it hard for a while. The odd night, I thought, right, go live, and then pulled out of it, and then the odd night, go live, and then pulled out of it, and things like that. But I just want to let people know that I'm still around, and
Good.
hopefully I can get going again. And hopefully it won't be long because I'm still trying to get through problems. But
we're all going to get arrested if we don't hand ourselves in anyway, really, aren't we? So I'll see you in the detention centre.
But I just want to say thank you, really. Thanks to everyone. I've not had one troll, I don't think, or anyone who's tried to put any cause any shit in there. So thanks very much to the chat. Thanks very much to Airwolf and Pork Chops, who's definitely a sound guy. So is Airwolf. And the coolest guy of all, SG.
Me?
I told you. So until next time, which could be any time, I suppose.
It's good night from him.
What?
I said it's good night from him.
And it's good night from me. Is that right? No, it's good night from him. Isn't it? See, he always put. Can we do that again?
It's good night from him.
And it's good night from him.
There you go. Yeah. Class.